Hey y'all, how's it going? How's it going, everyone? Hey y'all, it's Friday, and y'all know what that means. It's time for viewer levels, as we do on Friday evenings. Hey, Big Chillery, saw you in chat as I was, getting all set up and shit. That's, I liked. I put the rockets in the air on the starting soon screen. For anyone who's curious how that works, I put the rockets up when I'm done like doing all the notifications and stuff, posting to various discords, and then I go to the bathroom just for assurance that we can go the distance the rest of the stream, just to be safe. Same thing I do when I go to the movies, You wanna pre-game it a little bit so that you're good to go for the whole damn thing. You don't have to leave the theater at any point. Always thinking ahead, me. Anyway, how are y'all doing? Let me do a couple of cards up front, just some stuff that's been happening and shit, as you know how I do. I'll go into Course World. It's all good. First off, I got some plans for next Thursday. Wanted to touch on them. So yesterday we did Pokemon Stadium and Mario Party with some folks. We had a little bit of a collaboration, a little bit slash just had some guests on who talked as we played. How is your super? I'll get to that in a minute. Next Thursday, here's the plan for next Thursday. I want to play some Open RCT2. That's Open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Basically, if you don't know, it's a really good open source port of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 that runs on modern machines. That's really sick. If y'all don't know about it, never played Open or never played it, never played the original either or. It's a really good. It's probably the best theme park game out there. Open RCT2. And I want to play at least like a scenario or something. I don't really have any high concept plans for that stream, other than I want to play some Open RCT2, and I want to stream it. Those are the two things that are on my mind for next Thursday's stream. Second, let me tell you about a little bit of story time here. I tried to go see anime movie Suzume last night. It's in theaters now. You see, originally, I thought that I would see it on the weekend, right? Because I already made plans for Thursday, and also, the Friday stream is what it is. I have this Friday stream. Can't see it tonight, obviously, but last night's stream ended around 9 p.m. Around 9 p.m. Central, which was really nice. I was just thinking after that ended, like, oh, hey, I got the whole night ahead of me. It's only 9. It's, I relaxed. I took a nice leisurely soak, in the tub, whatever. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, maybe there are airings still of the movie. It's only 9 o'clock. And I looked, and sure enough, there were a couple showings at like 10 p.m. So then I had to think like, it was like 9:50, and I wasn't dressed at all. I was covered in I was still in the tub at that point, and I thought, can I get dressed, get in the car, go to the theater before the movie starts? So I said, okay, well, I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna go. I get dressed. I throw on clothes and shit, pants, shoes, all that. I go to the bathroom because like I said earlier, before you go to the movie, you gotta do that. And I've already burned up like 5 minutes. And the movie's starting in 5 minutes. I'm just thinking, like, how long are trailers gonna be? I drive to the AMC. I go up this, it's in a mall, right? And there's escalators leading up to the AMC. The escalator is broken. I'm like jogging up the broken escalator, just going like, God damn it. God damn it. I get there. It's like 10 minutes after the start time on paper, right? It's like 10:10. And I'm like walking in. I go in the theater, and I pay. You know, I pay on the app, whatever, Fandango. And I go in, trailers. Okay, good. I watch the trailers. You know, the trailers are pretty good. And then the movie starts, and a little girl appears, and she says, "Mommy." And I go, "That's weird. Mommy." Well, you know, maybe in Japan, sometimes they say mommy, sometimes they say mama. If they're like, you know, that's like a loan word, right? And then the girl says mommy again. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure about that. And then the girl says, "Mommy, where are you?" in English. And I go, "Oh, fuck, this is the dub." And I get the fuck out of there, and I go get a refund. You know, I did not, before running out to the theater, I did not look too closely at the Fandango. I did not notice it said dubbed English on the little like above the time, 10 o'clock, and there was no sub showing at that location at that time, so I just had to get a refund and head home. And I'll tell you what's funny. I'll tell you what's funny about this. There was another guy there coming out of the theater who had the exact same situation. You know, who also came up like after me. Went up to the guy and was like, "Hey, I also wanted the Japanese sub version. Yeah, I'd also like a refund, thank you." Which I thought was funny. You know, I heard in a Discord someone was telling me like, "Oh yeah, once like on the showing of like Your Name, they had a movie that was supposed to be subs, started out with dubs, and everyone was really concerned and everyone cheered when the sub version was properly put back on." Was properly put on after that mistake was made. But this time the mistake was on me and that other guy, and we got our money back. And I'll tell you, I thought it was neat because one thing about this, it was an older gentleman. He had like, he was sort of white of hair. It looked a little older too, maybe like 50s or something, I would guess. Maybe like early to mid 50s. But like very white in hair. I just thought, like, that's cool, you know, old guy going out to see an anime movie and knowing well enough to know, like, yeah, want to see the sub version. I hope when I am that old, you know, in my 50s or whatever, 60s, whatever the fuck, I hope I am still going out and seeing anime and watching a whole hell of a lot of that. You know, I hope that's me in 30 years. I hope that's all of us. I hope we're still on Twitch and shit. Have you seen the Mario movie yet? I did. I saw that last weekend, in fact. I thought it was pretty good. Very well researched. It had like, it's probably the most well researched a video game movie has ever been in terms of like slipping in details from the game left and right. Like to the point where like, oh yeah, that's a reference to the UI from Mario Kart. What the fuck? Like that's, wow. You got that in here? Damn. That was just some good shit. I like that a lot. All the references and such. Though I gotta imagine that means nothing to someone who isn't a fan already, but honestly, that's probably who these movies are for. These Nintendo movies are for fans and shit. One more card here. Just want to follow up on Sunburn Sanctuary, which is the next level of my super world. And I'll show you, I'll give you all an update what's going on with the super world as well while I'm at it. Like a week and a half ago, I did some delete re-uploads of some, week and a half? I guess it was maybe more like a week ago? Like 10 days ago, looks like. I did some re-uploads of 5 levels that needed like minor revisions, and also the supposedly final version of Near Do Nebula. I will say, the clear rate is a little low. You played any GOW games? You mean God of War, Gears of War, or Game & Watch? No, Game & Watch would be GAW. Which one do you mean, Pig Chillery? So basically, since then, I've started work on the next level, and I'll show you what we have. We did a little bit of a making stream. God of War, I played the last 2. I'm not as big a fan as, like, I think a lot of people are of those 2 games. I did feel like they went on a little long, like every level was a lot longer than I would have liked. But I did enjoy them. I think they're reasonably well made. They're very much 4-star games to me. Let me show you. Let me show you what work has been done. It's very much in like early prototype phase. I've never played any of the original God of Wars myself. I didn't have a PlayStation 2 or whatever they were on at the time. You know, I got a PlayStation 3 pretty late into the hardware's life. I'm not sure if it even was backwards compatible at that point. So basically, the idea of this level is it's going to be like a Link level with a sun stuff. Yeah, let me show you the stuff I've thrown together so far in the basic prototyping phase. I want it to be a moving platform base, so you'll have to like bounce up and down on this moving platform and dodge the sun. Is the basic idea. And I've given some thought beyond, like, what you see here. Which is... kind of works, kind of cool, you know? I like the idea of this platform being a bouncing platform. I'm not sure I've seen any moving platform level where the moving platform was bouncy in this way. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I want to lean in on that. That's the plan anyway. But I am thinking right now, it'll be a platform level only in the second half. Level looks good. It's a good idea for sure. We got a good, you know, initial idea. We need to figure out how to make it last and also, you know, how to structure it to be interesting. Like, this is already reasonably interesting, but also that uses up all the available real estate. And it's not that interesting. So, but I have some ideas. So one thing about the sun, one reason why I want to go with this design is because the sun is only dangerous if you're low on the screen. And this giant platform level with a conveyor belt and lava puts you real near the bottom of the screen. Like, that's just where you're bouncing. You know, so it's kind of makes sense. You know, it kind of is a reasonable combination with a bunch of synergy. You should mod the gun in. Not sure we can do that. So that's why we're gonna go with that as like the main crux of this level, at least of the second half. It is like a moving platform with springs, though I'll tell you, let's make one quick little change here. If I do... You could have ground pounded those pegs the way it is, and then did some funky business. Instead, this should be a solid thing that you can't ground pound. So, something like this. Is this gonna cause problems? This might cause problems. This might, like, just spew coins endlessly. Let's see. Oh, what happened there? That's weird. Why did this bullet bill get ahead? Now, why did that bullet bill get ahead? You know what? I can fix this. Here's the problem. It's not at the same height as the other parts of the platform. Maybe not quite all the problem. One higher. Close enough. And look at that. It's not even like spewing out any coins or anything. It's actually being very civil. Very well behaved. Look at that. That's nice. I'm gonna save that. And let me tell you a thought I've had. Let me show you. I'm gonna go over to the desk and show you some stuff. For like ideas and sketches I have. It's still very much in the rough stages, but I've come up with some ideas and I've jotted them down on paper. And I want to show you some stuff as far as like some inspiration I'm thinking I will take. Okay. Ooh. I did... Okay, I needed to fix something. I can hear myself and it's weird. Advanced audio properties. Let's see now. The couch cam is right. The desk mic wrong? Okay, that should do it. That didn't affect you, but I could hear myself, and it sounds weird to me to talk and hear myself. Let me show you this sketch. A little bit out of focus, isn't it? That's weird. The camera. How about that? Let me mess with the brightness. Autofocus? There we go. Okay. Autofocus was the trick. So basically, two things. One, I want to like route the player through the room with the moving platform before it's activated. And basically, when you return to the room, you'll be dropped onto the platform. The wall will like blow up or something due to an on-off situation, and then the platform will start moving. And I think that'll be cool. Another idea I have here: enemies on higher ledges to force use of the spike helmet or Link. I think that would be cool. I think that would like make it a little bit challenging, and make it specifically a challenge that you're well suited to tackle using the 2 power-ups that the level will have. Third, I want to have sequences where like the platform breaks, and you're going to have to run ahead of the platform across like low-hanging on-off blocks. They're like low to the ground and shit, before hitting a on-off block and waiting for the platform to come get you, or something of that sort, if that makes sense. I'm gonna have to figure out like the specifics and shit, but those are some of the basic ideas I've come up with. I want to take inspiration from a certain type of level too. I've been thinking about it since the level making stream on Sunday, which, by the way, in that level making stream, I played a bunch of like hello, holiest duck. I played a bunch of like DKC levels for inspiration, specifically ones that were platform levels, but I've had a thought, I've had a brainwave. I'm not gonna pull up DKC, but I'll pull up the next best thing, which is, give me a second. I forgot to prepare this ahead of time. Which is, this is DKC Atlas, which has level maps for DKC games. And I was thinking about the level Hothead Bop. You can see, by the way, it's pretty cool. This resource has like a whole level maps of the entire DKC series. Anyway, I was thinking about the way that the archetype of lava it basically consists of a lot of like low to the ground ledges. Like you can see that there's a bunch of stuff like this where there's just low to the ground ledges and slightly less low to the ground ledges floating in the lava. That's sort of how it draws. It makes these platforms feel a little perilous, that them being so close to the lava. And that is basically what we're looking for in the level that I'm making now, is to have a bunch of platforms low to the ground. And also you'll notice that, you know, this level has the crockheads, which you bounce off of, very similar to the moving platform that we're working with. What if the way that we're conceptualizing this level, what if it is like one of these levels, except one of these lava levels, except, you know, instead of a static crockhead that you're jumping off, it's a moving one. You know, a moving crockhead. What if we think of this level as Hothead Bop, but with a moving crockhead? Hothead Bop, but it's also a platform level. You can also see here, these are some, you know, some difficult enemies that are positioned on higher ledges. You know, so we're going with the previous thing I noted as far as like, oh, I think it'd be cool if we had enemies like on higher ledges. You can see also that, you know, in a lot of cases, these elevation differences, they're not big. Like this, you see here, there's just like three levels here. 3 off the ground, 2 off the ground, 1 off the ground. You know, we could do similar with our thing to make it feel interesting without being too far off the ground where the sun isn't a threat anymore. Also, we have to, you know, have enough clearance for the platform to go under. Or, you know, if we're using on-off blocks, when you, like... Let me pull this off again. Once these are off, the way will be clear because they will be transparent. You know, these will be on when you have to use them, and they will be off so that the platform can move through them once that's the case. So, yeah, we can totally do some stuff like this. Red Hot Ride also has some stuff like that where, like, you see this guy up here. You know, you can imagine, like, if this was, like, a really tough Mario Maker enemy, it being a thing where jumping up here and using Link to kill him would be a bit of a challenge, you know? This guy is also on a higher ledge. Similar ideas to what we're looking at, and I think I'll play some of these levels again and think about what they can teach me for where we're going with Sunburn Sanctuary. And yeah, the first half, and especially like the outdoor half, I am sort of conceptualizing as being basically like a lava level, in so much as it'll be kind of like a normal lava level with like some bouncy stuff to set up the stuff that'll come later. And then the second half will be all about that with the moving platform, which I think will be very neat and cool. And also the Super World hasn't had a platform level, so makes sense. And I'll say, like, you know, it does give me pause to make this only half of a platform level, because, like, you know, DKC has a lot of levels that are entirely platform levels, but DKC 2, which is the better game, has, like, only one level that could be slightly construed as a platform level, and it's only half of a platform level, so I think that actually makes sense as the way to do it. Anyway, that's where we stand on the level. I'm gonna go back to the couch, and then we'll start viewer level time. Hope y'all enjoyed this, me talking about the next level and my thought process. It'll be tough and fun, says Holiest Duck. Yes, we need to figure out, to be clear about what we're looking at right now, this is just prototyping, brainstorming, bullshit. You know? Eventually it'll become a fully fledged level. I just don't know yet how exactly it gets there. Oh, thank you for the follow, Holiest Duck. Did I leave my mouse over there? I did. 1 second, I gotta go get it. Yeah, baby. Okay, good. The controller's over here. The controller's right here. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't know when I'm gonna actually, like, make this into a real thing or work on it more. I've been kind of busy and shit. But the ideas are percolating, and for now, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna take a drink of water, and then we're gonna start the rest of the thing. Well, that's good. Viewer level time, folks. During viewer levels, if you're here, I give you to level the full time of day, which, outside of the lightning round, means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. If you're not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, during which I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. Yeah, Highway, it's true. DKC Atlas is such a cool site. And by the way, I would recommend, shout out to DKC Atlas, if you're looking for, like, a way to view some level designs to, like, help you, like, learn how they're built and how they're structured, DKC Atlas is just an amazing asset. And it's just so cool. It's very much like the like modern, almost magical version of, you know, back in the day where you used to have player's guides that just, you know, that had maps in it, and you'd look at the maps and go like, oh, wow. Holiest Duck says, hear me out. Infinite amount of those fire bars. That would be hazardous. That would be difficult. That's an idea. LG Shorts is up first. I'm gonna take another drink. LG Shorts is here. Fantastic. I'm gonna enter in this code. Well, I'll also do a card. You know, I'll do these cards sort of interspersed throughout the stream as I'm entering a code, or if the level is really long and, you know, well, I want something to talk about during it. But here's the thing. Did you hear about Poseidon's Fury? Poseidon's Fury is a attraction at Islands of Adventure. Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando is closing forever. Which, let me tell you, that's a fucking good thing. We're happy it's closing. Oh, that ride. It's not really a ride is the thing. What Poseidon's Fury is, it's basically a line, is how I would describe it. It's like if someone made a very, very immersive queue and forgot to put a ride at the end of it. It is just like... It's just basically a stage show with some very elaborate, like, set dressing. You walk through, like, some cool special effects, and then it's over. And I'll tell you, you do not get to sit down for any of it. It's so, you know, to me, as someone who... I really don't like standing up for any long period of time. You know, and like a really long line, my feet will start to hurt. When I went on this last time I was at Universal, my feet hurt like hell when I was when we were through it. And let me tell you, it's like, okay, well, this is a pretty decent line queue. Not the best line queue in the park, but it's fine. I want them to demolish it and put in some sort of Zelda attraction in its place. And, you know, they've announced they're closing it permanently. And so, you know, how much farther behind could, permanent replacement, it's Legend of Zelda Land in like the place of the Lost Continent area. I hope that's what they're planning on. I hope that's what they're doing. You know, obviously, Legend of Zelda Land would be fantastic. Poseidon's Fury would have been cool if it had people real people shooting out of cannons. Yeah, I guess. It would be really cool. Here's what I'll say. It would be cool if it had chairs that you could sit down in. Because that's one of the best parts about going to a ride. Or going to not even a ride, going to like a show or something. You get to sit down, take some pressure off your ailing feet. But no such luck with Poseidon. It's just hellish, man. Eesh. Somehow we're still alive after just blundering through half this level. I'm feeling good about that. Oh, I forgot to set a timer too. If I die, I'll set a timer. It's cool. Tell you what, I got it right now. Ah! Right, the indicators, they indicate something. I forgot what they were indicating to me. Oh, the ice! The ice got me. Anyway, I'm really happy to see it gone, to see it closing. I hope that its replacements, you know, I hope that they start working on it immediately. I hope that it's a whole land retheme, you know, take that whole land and turn it into something new. Specifically, the speculation has always been that that would be the perfect plot for Zelda. I hope it's that and not more Harry Potter. I would rather see Zelda than an expansion of the Wizarding World. There's, you know, there's other places where the Wizarding World is expanding in Epic Universe. I think it'd be better to have something brand new, a whole new world, a whole new land in the, you know, in the Islands of Adventure Park. I think that would be phenomenal. I think that'd be really cool. Especially because, you know, other than the Wizarding World, it's not really had any such expansion ever. Everything else has been basically there from the start of, you know, every other land anyway, has been there since the start of the park. And to be clear, they are like top tier lands. You know, Islands of Adventures is a top tier park. But that whole like, Lost Continent area, it was just wasted before. It was just the dead part of the park. Where, like, oh, if Hagrid's line is too long, they run the overflow through the Sinbad Theater. You know, that's the only way that's the only way that whole area of the park had been used in years. And yeah, I hope they're working on plans. I hope to see in the next few years, maybe even before, you know, maybe even before Epic Universe, them to put in a a Zelda area. Thank you for the level, LG Shorts. I'm gonna hit complete, and I'm gonna hit next for the next level. Next up is Highway. Highway Lighthouse. In other news, I talked about all the anime I'm watching now in previous streams, but let me just touch on one real fast. Watched the first episode of Oshi no Ko, and I think it's the best show so far this season. And I say so far, there's only one left, and it's probably not going to be a good... there's one show that has yet to premiere this season, and my instincts are telling me it's bad, so Oshi no Ko, probably the highlight of this season. The first episode is like 90 minutes long of Oshi no Ko. It's on High Dive, and I'll tell you, like, it's the best... It's an amazing 90 minutes. It's like a roller coaster. It's like, has so many good twists and turns and exciting, like, changes to the premise. Oh my god, it's fantastic. Hello, Ravenous Cannibal, how you doing? I would really recommend everyone going out and checking out Oshi no Ko. I'll tell you the premise at the start. It deals a lot with, like, the world of entertainment and, like, characters, you know, finding their way through it or entering it or struggling with it, with its, like, challenges and such. No clear condition on this one, Highway. There's not, like, a hidden... How do you get over there? Just gotta run and jump. Let me set a timer. There we go. So... Oh, right, wait. The clown car. Can you get the clown car out of here? No, there's no room. Do that then. I guess you just leave it then. So the basic premise of Oshi no Ko, where it starts, right? At the very start, it's at a hospital in, like, the boonies of Japan, right? It's an anime, by the way, if I didn't say that before. Starts out in the boonies. There's a doctor, and he just finds out that his favorite idol is going on break. Okay, you just have to run and jump real good. Is going on a break, on a hiatus due to medical reasons. And he gets a little frustrated, you know, whatever. Like, oh, geez, I hope she's okay. And who do you think turns out to be his next patient? It's the idol. And it turns out it's the idol. You recognize her immediately. And you also recognize immediately that she is pregnant. Which, you know, I'll tell you, they sell it. They make it, like, believable. That's a weird way to put it. Obviously, you know, so long as you can see it, it's believable, right? I'll say this, you know, for a character who is a teenage mother out of wedlock, they make you believe that, like, yeah, she's gonna be a kick-ass mom. She's about the best single mother you could ever imagine, short of, like, she's the most sympathetic and, like, gung-ho single mother, short of, like, Terminator, short of Sarah Connor, you know? Where, like, oh, she says, like, yeah, you know, being in the idol industry, being an idol, which, by the way, idols are not supposed to have boyfriends, let alone teenage pregnancies, for the record, if anyone is curious about that. She says, for an idol, lies are our business, you know, giving people a pretty face to look at, letting them believe in the fantasy. So, yes, I believe I can hide a child. I can believe I can hide 2 children. I believe I can do this and have a happy life, while also maintaining my job. It'll be good. I'll pull it off. And you believe full well she can do it. And things kind of go buck wild from there. It's, oh, I see what's happening here. Wait, do I see what's happening here? I feel like either all the blocks fell to the ground, or we flipped upside down. Or maybe the gravity of the enemies and the ice blocks flipped upside down. Kind of a high concept, but I think I got it. I think I understand. There we go. Got to new areas. By the way, did I say hi, Ravenous Cannibal? Hi, how you doing? I think I did. Anyway, would highly recommend Oshi no Ko. It's written by the same guy who wrote Kaguya-sama, Love is War, and drawn the original artist on it, on the original manga anyway, was the same guy who drew Scum's Wish. So it's sort of a collaboration between 2 very, very smarts and very, very, like, talented, you know, creators in the field. And goddamn does it show. I really love the fuck out of it so far. To my mind, it is an early nominee, an early frontrunner for Anime of the Year. In my book, anyway. In my books. Wait, we missed something. Oh, God. I jumped over the one and then ran headlong into the other. Highly, highly recommended. If it was a movie, if the first episode was a movie, it'd be one of the best anime movies. I'll tell you that. If it helps. You know, if it helps you get over, like, the 90 minutes, like, airtime of that first episode. Fucking great. I was moved, I was thrilled, I was entertained, whole 9. I can't wait for next week, and for it to become what it actually is, you know, for the long term. Now that, you know, the very, very extremely good prologue is done, and they can move on to the actual thing the show is about, which I cannot say without spoiling, like, without spoiling, like, multiple huge things that I was very glad I didn't know about going in. Don't look too closely at a synopsis of or the premise or like a summary. I think it's better to have as little information as possible going in. That'd be my recommendation. That's how I went in blind, and oh god, I think it helps a lot. I say it helps a lot. Think it's the best way to go about it, is what I think. I mean, I think it would be just as good, or nearly as good, if you did know, but it's better if you don't know, you know? What's down here? Oh, nothing. This stage, all the logic is pretty straightforward. You know, we can manage to find our way through each time. Just by, like, taking the only route that's available to us, basically. I do think that is interesting. You know, I think I got an idea, actually, for where the missing thing is. I think it's over here. I think we go down here. And we go to the right here. Ugh! I bet you that's where the key is. Do another card. Need to watch the back half of Uncle Isekai. Now that it's up on Netflix. That show went on a hiatus for a while, And when it came back, Netflix didn't put it up as a simulcast, and nor did they put it up when the last episode aired like a month ago. And I looked, and now it's all on Netflix. So they just did their normal thing after doing the first 6 episodes, first 7 episodes like simulcast style, which I find kind of annoying. Honestly, I find kind of annoying. You know, I watch so much. I watch like a whole lot of anime, so you might think it weird. I watch like dozens of shows each season. You might find it weird that I look at the Netflix model and go like, oh my god, all the episodes at once? You're killing me. But I do think that when I look and see that there's like 7 episodes I have to watch of Uncle Isekai to finish that off. If I recall, I was feeling about 4 stars about it. So, you know, it's a perfectly good show. It's fun enough. Just very, very, very weird. And very, very... It refuses to be normal is what it does. That show. And, well, I have to finish it off in order to, like, be able to talk to that. Right? And you know... What? Oh, this way. To be able to talk to that and, you know... explain why that is the case. But yeah, that'll... Jeez. Hard jump. I need to do that, but... Man, it's hard to find time for 6 episodes of a thing versus 1 episode of a lot of things. At least for me, I don't know what it is. I like variety more. I like to do a little bit of... I like to do things a little bit at a time. You know, if possible. As far as anime goes. I like to watch 1 episode a night. Maximum. Rather than like binge them. Unless we're talking about like my all-time favorite shows. Which, you know, we're not in this case. Like, I can binge a Haikyuu. I can binge like I think the end of the level might be near. I can binge a really long show. A 7-life challenge of a super world. Jeez, we haven't seen that in some time. After this level, yeah, we'll be going into a 7-life challenge chivalry. Actually, wait. I'll tell you how that works now, and you read the description. I remember how that works. Basically, how that works is when your level comes up. Oh, Jesus Christ. When your level comes up... I can do that, though. When your level comes up, we'll do it as a super world challenge, and that'll be how that works. Basically, the way that reason it works like that is I don't want it to be just like jumping the queue, a super world challenge. That's not what I want it to be. It's just a fun challenge for all of us to enjoy. I don't know which way, up or down. This must be the way back. Fuck! Really? Oh my god. Go ahead and do... Oh, good. Okay, we got a checkpoint. I didn't realize that. Oh god, I was scared. I was really scared there, y'all. Big Chillery, go ahead and do like exclamation point replace. And that super world code said that when that comes up, we'll know what to do. When your level comes up, we'll know what to do. We'll know to do that super world, and we'll know to do it as the 7-life challenge. And of course, you know, the rules of the 7-life challenge is I do set a timer, same as the regular thing. I believe it's a 20-minute timer. And I also have 7 lives, so, you know, I have to get through it in just 7 lives, basically. And also, if the timer runs out, we don't just end it there. Basically, I have 1 try to finish the level I'm on, and then if I die, that's it. And if I don't, that's also it. It becomes do or die when the timer runs out. Wait. Oh, right. Under. Okay, let's do this. What? You can't go over. Right, because that forms a solid block right there. So we have to go under. That really looks like to me like you're supposed to go over there, but I guess that's just there for flavor or something. I don't know why that would be, because there are blocks over there. Maybe it was intended as a bonus area, but you didn't realize that that block on the that reaches the ceiling blocks that area off. Comments, you know, say so. Highway, I'm curious, like how that ended up that way. What the situation was there. So yeah, a lot of anime this season. I went the high road again. The anime is just about all settled off. You know, all settled up. There's nothing new for this season other than, like, one show, and also, I still have to see Suzume movie. In theaters. Really? I have to see Suzume movie in theaters, this weekend. You know, that's the movie about where the girl... I talked about my experience going to see Suzume earlier. I didn't say what it's about. It's that anime movie by the Your Name people where the guy gets turned into a chair. You might have seen the trailers for it and gone, what the fuck? And also heard that, oh, it's really good, is what people are saying. They're saying it's like, oh, it's much better than Weathering with You. It's like just as good or nearly as good as you know, the other movie that the guy made. Your Name. Shit, you can just bound over in one leap. That's nice. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that's sort of what we have to do. But we have to do it where we don't get caught up. 14 seconds on the timer. And like I said, after the timer runs out, it will go to last tries. I think we got this. Timer's up. I die again. I'll take down the timer. Typically, the last try, this last try here. Jesus Christ, jump over this guy. I think I have to land here. Do like a short jump over here. There's the thing. 5 last tries. This timer on the P switch. On the P switch. Damn it. The P switch race is very tight. I don't... What the hell? OBS appears to have, Hang on, something's up with OBS. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? Say in chat if you can hear me. I'm seeing something. There's some sort of... What is that? Oh. That's weird. Okay, good. It's back to normal. I don't know what happened there. I went to do my normal hotkey for this, and something came up to, like, capture a screen. What the hell? What the hell is that? Why does Alt-Shift-T try to do a capture of a screen right now? I've never seen anything like that. Is it? Yeah, it happens no matter what I put it on. Does the stream does the screen like lock up or anything? For some reason, something is trying to do a capture when I What the fuck? That's so annoying. That's my hotkey. The other ones still work and don't do anything weird. But this one's doing something really fucking weird. Does anything weird happen when I do that? Like, on y'all's end? Let me go to the computer and see if I can figure out what's doing that. 1 second, folks. Now, what in the hell is this? Let me do it again. Okay, so that brings up some sort of screen capture thing. Now, what in the hell screen capture thing was that? Let me see. It's not my webcam, right? Oh. Maybe. Okay, I found the culprit. It was Zoom. I did a Zoom meeting the other day with some folks, and I guess Zoom has a hotkey that I happen to use to do a screen capture. That's a hell of a coincidence. I have exited from it. I'll have to check that and figure out and make sure it doesn't do that again if I ever were to use it for whatever again. I'm gonna go back to the couch. Technical issues resolved. Oops, wrong one. Let me do the thing. There we go. There I am. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Let's finish this one off. Yeah, that was just a weird hotkey overlap as a result of... Honestly, I wish in Windows there were more combinations. There were more hotkey of buttons that you could use with like hotkeys. Because it's really just Shift, Control, and Alt. And you have to do, you know, original combinations of those if you want to rig up, like, hotkeys. I guess the thing is, the solution would be, I gotta go get me, like a Stream Deck or something. You can't have overlapping hotkeys with a Stream Deck. But also, they're a bit expensive, so I haven't really invested in any of them. PP Poo Poo says, Big Chillery. That's right. Okay, what the fuck? New area. Oh, the ice up there! That's right, that'd be why it would work that way. That ice is for like after you do this thing, it drops and then you can go the upper way. That makes sense. Oh god. Really? Oh my god. That is scary right there, what you have contrived. And also, fuck. Okay. switch it back off. I have given thought to a stream deck. My birthday is next month. Maybe I will make that a gift to myself. They cost a pretty penny, but you know, for your birthday, you should buy yourself something nice, you know? And what is nice? A stream deck is, sure is nice. Sure would be nice. We got just one more try left. Then we'll go on to the next level here. And, you know, we will remember that we do have a, 7-life challenge in the books when we get to Big Chillery's, submission. That will be a 7-life challenge. Let's do it. This time we're gonna make it work, make it count. First try, let's go. Good, we got through the pipe, so we're just onto this area here. This section. Right, low. Okay. Yeah, okay. Fell in the pit. What are you gonna do? Thank you for the level, Highway. I appreciate it. I thought it was good. Couldn't quite get to the end of it in the time allotted, but, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Let me get that, tries left out of the way. And let's see who the next whose level is next. It's Alter for Walter. The chatbot seems to think Alter for Walter is not here, but I'm going to at Alter for Walter anyway, and say you are up. Also, I'm going to do another card. After my water. Look at how many simulcasts I'm rolling with this season. Yeah, I think now, like I said, pretty much done. Hello, holiest duck. Looking for Alter for Walter right now, if you know where Alter is. We're basically done with new shows right now, so here is like the full list of shows that I'm like that I'm currently looking at, like sticking with, as well as 3 that are tentative and 2 that got delayed into the season. And also, by the way, there is also the movie, you know, that's in theaters now, Suzume. So that is all what will be for this season of anime. 1, and also counting Uncle from Another World, which, you know, Sora got delayed and just released on Netflix relatively recently, so I'm going to count it as this season. Uncle from Another World, Yuri Is My Job, Dr. Stone, New World, Oshi no Ko, Bofuri. That's actually not part of this season. That's part of last season, but it's still not over yet. It's still got 1 episode. We're still on 4. Konosuba, Explosion on This Wonderful World, Skippin' Loafer, we're on 6. Insomniacs After School, Dead Mount Death Play, Why Rizela ended up in the Duke's Mansion. Wait, I think I miscount. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Kuma 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 Bear, Punch, 10. Stella of Life, World Die Star, 11. Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc, 12. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Season 2, 13. Summon to Another World for a Second Time, 14. Galaxy Next Door, 15. The Dangers in My Heart, 16. Love Story with Naruto, 17. Hell's Paradise, 18. Mixed Messai Story, 19. Otaku Elf, 20. 21. The God Terrace and Its Goddesses, 22. Mashley, Magic and Muscles, 23. 2Q Crisis, and Tonikawa, Our Love is Over the Moon. Over the Moon for You, Season 2, 24. plus Tenryo Kujayo, 25. My Clueless First Friend, 26. And the Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventures, whatever, 27. I'm not sure about those three, but I am sure about Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible and Golden Kamuy Season 2, which takes it up to 25? Or maybe 20, up to 28 with those shows included. And also 29, including the movie. Kind of a busy season. I watch a lot of anime, turns out. I don't see Alter for Walter, despite taking all that time to read every one of those and not say what they're about. Because if I did that, it would take like twice as much time, 3 times as much time. Some of those shows are really, really great. Some of them are just like, you know, good enough to watch. Some of them seem okay at best. Some of them, you know, like in the tentative category are like in more of the average camp where I feel like, well, it's all right. I don't know if it hangs, but it's all right. It's nothing you haven't seen it before, but it's all right. That sort of thing, you know. Let's go ahead and put up S into Sudden Death and do this. Like, you know, like I say, we have 2 tries to beat this in Sudden Death. And fortunately, this level has like a 50% clear rate, so we stand pretty good odds, I think. Whoa! Oh, that depowered us for some reason. Was it supposed to? That kind of looked like it wasn't supposed to do that. But it is kind of interesting to, you know, have the Zelda music be playing rather than Mario music. I think it fits the stage quite well. Ah, there we go. That's how we get the 10 coin. I like this switch block setup. It's very well done insofar as, like, you know, the instant you jump, it switches. Like, that is just very finely calibrated, you know, with that whole setup to be instantaneous. I think that's really rad and really sick. I'm honestly not entirely sure what the mechanism is. Like, if I just jump... Yeah, if I just jump in place, it instantly works. Like, it doesn't seem to be, like, limited in any fashion. Really good setup there, Alter for Walter. I guess the only way you could die is by timing out, at least so far. Maybe there's, like, one pit coming up later. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. There's a lot of coins in this level. I'm just noticing. I wonder if they're all optional or if some of them are, or if all of them are, whatever. Neat thing is you can kind of, if it's visible when you're jumping, you can always just count on it being gone by the time you're, you know, jumping through it. That works out really well. Okay, we gotta save. Okay, this one's a little slower to set up, maybe. But still fast enough where it doesn't make that much of a difference. But this time, you can jump through before it shifts. Like if you do like a jump like this. In the previous one, it would be transparent by the time you got up there. Now with this setup, it doesn't quite work. That's smart. I wonder if that's just, if that's like an intentional design here. Be like, oh, in this area you're able to jump through things that are the same color like this, but you're not able to jump through things that are the opposite color. Whoa. I would reckon it must be. I'm going backwards. What the fuck? Okay. Why is... Oh, I see why that's there. Because, yeah. Because that. Self-explanatory, I would say. Yikes! Okay. And it looks like we'll have to go through the pipe to get the last coin. Oh, there must be a coin that I missed along the way. Because we're one short of the whole secret ending. All that. Thank you for the level, Alter for Walter. Or is that an I? Alter for Waiter? Is that a capital I, not a lowercase L in the name? I'm just noticing, that does look... That is an I. Wait. It's an uppercase I. Oh, but in Twitch, when the bot does an @ or when you do an @ the names are all lowercase, I guess. Except viewer... Doesn't matter. Yeah, that is an I. Alter for Waiter, I guess is how you say that. Or Walter Verwa Eater. Maybe it's another language, you know, maybe it makes sense more into... I'm not sure which flag that belongs to, actually. Sorry, I'm not like that, I don't know flags that well, you know? Thank you. Let's go ahead and hit complete and see whose level is up next. Complete. Next up is the Holiest Duck. Well, that's weird. Hang on, I gotta... Can I refresh? Yes, I can. I gotta refresh my chat on my OBS. Looks like it's... Yeah, Holiest Duck says hello. Very good. I refreshed the chat on my OBS. Doesn't look like I missed any messages, just it wasn't updating for some reason. Holiest Duck is here. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get this one punched in, and I'll give you the full thing, the full time a day. You know, I'll help you if you're stuck. I appreciate it. Silver Trials. No one's cleared it yet. Quack. Is that quack or ouch? It's ouch. I guess I'm thinking quack because you're a duck. But it's ouch, like, ow, that hurts. 15 minutes on the clock. Let's go. What exactly are these trials going to be like? Okay. Okay, well, they're not that. They're not auto runs. We have to do some timings, I think. We have to land on that cannonball, basically. A spin jump, maybe. Maybe a spin jump rather than a full jump. There we go. Down? No, not down. Definitely not down. Not until you do the blue blocks. Let me do another card while we're playing this one. Did you hear that Twitter now has a parent company called X. This... Whoa, shit, the lava rises! This isn't very interesting news. Basically, Twitter got reparented or something. It's some sort of thing that Musk is doing to try to get the legal trouble sorted out. But that's honestly not that interesting. Not that interesting a story. Let's do the next card. Let's just skip ahead. Did you hear about how buttholes are unique? So people are working on butt scanners. Parentheses, real. That's right. There's a company out there making like a scanner for your butthole that will identify you and figure out if you're you know, sort of make a profile for you and like figure out how your health is doing based on your droppings. And I'll tell you this. I'll say this. I will never use my butthole to log into my phone, to unlock my phone. I don't care if it's more secure. No. No. Seriously though, that's the thing they're doing. Real thing. I thought that was funny. I mean, I guess it is a little unsecure to be unlocking with your face. It's not exactly unique. There are, you know... There are people whose faces are close enough. A butthole, though, apparently is actually unique, apparently, is what this story said that I saw. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know about that. Is it true? Maybe. Never gonna do it. Nope. Well, and I'll tell you, if I look really silly in 10 years, if everyone's unlocking their phones with their assholes, at that point, you know, that's just the price of, you know, saying things on the internet. You know, eventually, I'm the look the fool because I said I would never unlock a phone with my butthole. Of course I will. Why wouldn't I? Perhaps. Yeah, that is a shell jump right there. I'm wondering if I can just jump on it like normal style. Would that be enough? Do we have to take that... Do we have to take that cannonball, like, at the first possible opportunity, I wonder? Like that one there. Sometimes the second one seems a little bit later than you would be able to use. Anyway, I just thought I thought it'd be funny to switch from the Twitter story to another story about buttholes. That is a much more interesting story than like the parent name of Twitter, right? You know, which is just silly in the same way that like Google's parent company Alphabet is. Or Facebook deciding it should be called Meta because, you know, having two different names, one for, like, the corporate level and one for, like, the website is convenient in ways. Twitter only has the one product, though, so, you know, I don't see why. There's no reason why to have another product or another name. Unlike, perhaps, Facebook with its empire and Google with its empire. Twitter is not an empire. Look at that! Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no, it's cool. Look at that! Shell jump. Nah, no shell jump there. Is that cheese? I think that might be cheese. Works, though. Did you know that works that way, or is the level design such that you need the shell, so, you know, crushing it with a spin jump fucks it up? Holiest Duck says, damn. I think we might be onto something. I'm looking, I don't see anything further that requires the shellmet. I don't think you can get the shellmet anyway. You didn't know that? Oh, now you know. That's the advantage of, you know, putting levels in front of people. You see, like, You see, like, You see, like, things you didn't realize were possible. Like, did you also know that you can take this spring and use it if you please? You might not need it. You might want the Shelmet, though. Well, the Shelmet was gonna probably fall into the lava anyway, right? So we might not have been able to use it in the first place. Anyway, there's one more Twitter story. I'll say of X. You know, it's actually not just them trying to position themselves as like a corporate thing, but also Elon has said that he wants to turn Twitter into like the every site, the ultimate social network to replace all social networks, which is a dumb idea and won't happen. Won't work. Why? Because no one wants that. And, you know, there's a million other social networks competing to be the end-all be-all. And if it was going to be anyone in America, it's Facebook. And, you know, they cannot capture the whole market. No one can. There's no social network out there that can be equally appealing to kids and old people alike. That is probably true. Oh, right, the shell stays when you jump on it. Right, because you land on it, it stays in place. Somehow that worked. Yeah, how else are we gonna get through the fire bar? That's gonna be difficult. Let me try a few more times to see if I can, like, squeeze it out. I got one more Twitter-related story. Elon has appointed his dog CEO of Twitter, or whatever the company is now. Yeah, the dog's the CEO now. Kind of a funny story, but it's kind of just pathetic, you know, just... The man, Elon, he is a pathetic man. And, you know, I say it reminds me of... The person I saw talking about it in the first place, brought it up directly, so it's... You know, not an uncommon thought, I don't think. But, you know, Caligula, he once appointed his horse consul, so it's kind of an old trick for a you know, for a ruler to make, you know, making an animal, a lowly animal, just boss of everyone. It's been done before. Whatever, man. That company, I don't think it's that long for the world. I don't know. I've certainly stopped using it myself. Nowadays, like, the only social network that I'm on is, wait. The only social network that I'm on is, Discord. And if Twitch counts as one, I guess Twitch. But, like, yeah, Discord is the only place I hang out these days. I think it's more than enough for me to just have, like, a bunch of chat channels with, you know, tons of people that, you know, with tons of different individual groups of people. I don't need a centralized social network, I think. I'd rather just have a bunch of very decentralized places to hang out, you know? And I don't need them to integrate, I don't need them to connect. I do think it'd be cool, you know, I wouldn't mind a feature that was like Twitter, implemented into Discord. Like, if you could share your stats in Discord and, like, anyone in the servers that you were in could see it, right? I think that'd be cool. If there was just a feed of, like, updates or whatever, hey, Crispy Bacon, from, like, everyone in a Discord channel, you know, just generally. Like, imagine a Twitter feed but made of everyone in a individual Discord that you could look at on like a Discord's main page. That could be something. I don't know. I'm sure like everyone, Discord included, is looking at themselves and going like, can we take over the niche of Twitter? You know, obviously Mastodon and what the fuck was the other one? There were a couple of them in the early days. GG says Dak Divine. A little premature, I think. Don't get the trampoline? Why not? I feel like the trampoline would be helpful to have. And would help me get around the thing. Maybe help me, like, jump over the fire bar and let me get onto the thing earlier. Maybe I can just, like, do a regular jump over the fire bar and run around it or something. Sometimes you can get that first Campbell. Okay. How about another card while playing this one? Been playing Marvel Snap. Been playing Marvel Snap. Just got Darkhawk. Yeah, so Darkhawk, a very powerful card. I was very happy when I randomly got this card. Just out of a loot box, or out of a collection box. No, it's not really a loot box, it's a collection box. You don't pay money for it or anything. You get it by playing whatever, to be clear. But I was very happy when I randomly got it. It's a pretty powerful card. I'll tell you, I haven't really used it that much, though. Maybe after Shuri gets dropped, gets nerfed, which I think is coming up, like, next week or something. We don't know quite how she's gonna get nerfed, but all my decks that use Shuri, which, you know, I've had Shuri for, like, since December, so most of my decks use her in some way. I'll just jump around like this. Yeah, I don't think you can cheese it like that. I think you have to do the shell jump. I think you're right. All my decks, they use Shuri, so, you know, I'm gonna need some new decks. And, probably like a Darkhawk deck would be a good place to start, I guess. I did make a bounce deck. I did modify my bounce deck to use, the rock guys and also Darkhawk. I don't know if I like that as much as the bounce deck I had before, though. I will also say of Marvel Snap, I did do a small modification to my Destroy Everything deck. I'm just gonna try this one more time. Nope. I did do a small modification to my Destroy Everything deck. There it is. Basically, I added a Rhino to it to deal with bad locations, taking out Titania. I also took out Destroyer and added in America Chavez, basically to have a, you know, thin the deck out a little, make it more likely for me to draw my Shuri and my Nimrod before I need to use them. I will say that also means that I get one less card draw overall. We'll do one more cry in addition to this one because I was talking. This one doesn't count. We're not gonna end this one because I was talking and shit. I do have, you know, America Chavez, she's a card that you always draw on the last turn. So if you want to thin your deck out and make it more likely to draw any given card, any given other card, before turn... before turn 5, America Chavez is a great one, but she also takes out one of your draws, so, you know, that does make it so that, fuck. Too fast there. Does make it so that, I have one less card draw on the last turn, which does mean that sometimes I found I don't necessarily... Can't wait. I have found that sometimes on the last turn, the basic strategy of that deck, by the way, is to play Shuri on 4, which doubles the power of the next card, and then Nimrod on 5, which when it's destroyed, it copies itself to 2 other locations, and then play 2 destroy cards to destroy Nimrod twice to spawn, like, if I do that, there'll be 4 Nimrods across the board, and also I might be able to copy their stats as well, which, you know, causes a lot of stats to be on Heavy Lane, which is really nice. But basically, it's with the America Chavez, I've been finding that sometimes I just don't have 2 destroy cards in my hand, and you know, there's only 3 cards that'll destroy everything in a location in the game at a single location that you can combo in that way. And I add in Absorbing Man to have a 4th one available to me, which, you know, I have to also have Zabu in play for it to work, for the record. But, you know, sometimes I'm not having 2 of them in play, which can be a little rough. Thank you for the level. That's all 5 tries. I thought it was challenging. Hope you enjoyed me watching it. And, you know, I didn't get very far. I don't know how hard, I don't know how long this thing is. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a lot of areas in this that we just didn't see at all, huh? Hello, Toady. I'll say I'm not the great at the shell jump, so I wanted to see if that cheese would work. That like, semi-cheese would work. It looks like it wouldn't have worked, but still, I wanted to see for sure because I could do it a lot more reliably than a shell jump, you know. Let me get that down. Next up is who now? Next up is Ravenous. Ravenous Cannibal. We're about an hour and a half in. Let me see the list real fast. How soon is the 7 life challenge gonna be? Is it right after this one? Yeah, it's right after this one. Okay, I'll tell you what. This will be the last 15-minute one with a full 15-minute timer. We'll be doing the 7 life challenge after this one, and then after that, we'll be going to the lightning round. Okay? Okay, everyone good? Doesn't mean that you stop submitting levels, all that. We'll continue going until such time as I close the queue. Continue submitting all as much as you like, but the lightning round will be after the next 2 submissions, basically. And I see that Ravenous is here. Fantastic. I'm going to do another card while I'm typing this code in. I saw a trailer for Spider-Verse 2. Yeah. So, like I said, I went to the movie theater last night and unsuccessfully tried to see Suzume. Turns out I was in a dub showing, though, so I exited and got my money back. I'll have to see that sometime this weekend. But I saw a trailer for Enter the Spider-Verse 2, and it's looking real damn good. I had no idea the basic premise of this. Did you all know the basic premise of this? There's tons and tons and tons of Spider-Men, it turns out. Not just like 5, but like dozens, hundreds, I don't know. It's pretty cool already just watching the trailer being like, oh wow, look at how many fucking Spider-Men there are. Wowie wow, that's great. Have I seen the Mario movie? Yeah, I talked about that a bit earlier. I thought it was very good, very well researched. Okay, 15-minute timer, let's go. But yeah, that movie is looking sick. The style of that first movie was really good, and it looks like it's probably even more stylized this time, right? Probably, I don't know. I don't know if more stylized, but definitely looking forward to seeing all that come together, you know, all seeing the Miles Morales edit again, the cast of characters. Apparently, in the trailer, Spot, the guy from, wait, no, that's from DC. There's like a guy named Spot or something who has like holes in him and can make portals or something. And he was running around in the trailer. He kind of reminded me of the guy from Suicide Squad with the polka dots. I don't... obviously, he's not the same guy because Marvel, DC, different companies and all, but... I thought he was for a second. Until I just thought about it just 2 seconds ago. Because, yeah, different companies. They must be different characters, but... I like that guy in much the same way that I like the guy in Suicide Squad. And that, like, oh yeah, that's a goofy idea for a villain. Nice. Nice stuff. Very Spider-Man. Looks like this time... Wait, what do we do there? Do we spin jump? I think we spin jump, maybe. I think this time... Spoilers for the trailer, I guess. It kind of looks like this time Miles Morales is going up against other Spider-Mans. Like a whole horde of, like, Council of Rick Spider-Mans are the... maybe the villain, question mark, of the movie? That seems really dope. Like, the creative Spider-Man in the first Spider-Verse was one of the best parts about it. No. And I'll say it, like, I was kind of underwhelmed by the other, like, multiverse Spider-Man product. Fuck, I did a regular jump there. You know, the one that was in 3D with all the previous Spider-Man actors. I thought it was really cool to see the Spider-Man actors coming back, but I would have thought it was cooler if there was, like, one or two, like, of other Spider-Man that appeared and weren't actual, like... were more surprises, I guess. Or if there was someone who played Spider-Man in, like, a bit role, like, on a commercial or something, it would have been cool to have them show up in that Marvel-verse movie as well. This is a lot... I also feel like, of, like, Multiverse of Madness, like, this is exactly what I want from that movie as well. You know, I wanted, like, a million different multiverses that they're going to, rather than just, like, 3. And this one seems to have, like, yeah, it has Spider-Man from, like, a million different universes. You know, all different costumes, all different backstories. And it's having some fun with it, too. It looks like it's kind of got, like a... what's the X-Men guy? Deadpool. It sort of has, like, a Deadpool. It has some jokes in it. Which I guess, you know, that's not really Deadpool necessarily. That's just Spider-Man. He is a quippy motherfucker. You know, well, I say he, there's multiple of them. Many of them. And there's some lady ones, some robots, some animals, etc. Thank you for the follow, Choskito. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that now. That's probably one of my most, you know, anticipated movies of the year. If I anticipate any movies this year. I don't know. I don't watch, like, regular movies as much as I watch, like, you know, anime and anime movies and such. Not to say I don't watch a movie, or, you know, I go to a Marvel movie now and again. I went to John Wick, I went to Mario. But, I don't know, I don't super look forward to them that much. I don't, you know, if you ask me, like, what movies are coming out, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I just found out, like, the other day, like, a couple weeks ago that, like, oh, that other Shazam movie came out, and it was bad. Oh, okay, never, so, like, okay, well, I'm not gonna see it then. And I just found out, like, oh, I think I saw that, like, Pope's Exorcist movie that I saw a trailer, for relatively recently. Apparently that's also just coming out. I'm not gonna go see that one. There we go, there's the jump we needed. Look at that, checkpoint. A regular jump or a spin jump, doesn't make a difference. We're small, so we should be able to run under there. You beat this level a few weeks back? That was a hell of a way to die. Anyway. Is this like, was this on like the most popular list or something? It's very well put together, I'll say. It's very well put together. Yeah, we can just run under. We don't have to wait. Given that we're small. How did you come by this level, Highway? I'm curious. I know you don't play all that many levels. I played it due to specific circumstances. Specific circumstances, that's vague. Well, you know, however you come by a level. I guess that's the thing about, like, Mario Maker levels. You know, I sometimes wonder how most of the people who play my levels find it, and I just have no idea. I guess most people have no idea how people find your levels. Huh? Or how they find levels to play in the first place. Specific circumstances. Yeah, that's really well put together. I liked it. Second half, my only note would be I think the second half was easier than the first half. But that's not a problem so much as, you know, because both halves were really well put together and fun. Thank you, thank you. Take down the timer. Next up, I'm gonna hit complete, and then I'm gonna hit next, and that next up is the Big Chillery, and the Big Chillery redeemed a 7-life challenge earlier, and it's time to do that. Now we haven't done a 7-life challenge in, geez, I guess it's been several months actually. So let me tell you how a 7-life challenge works. First off, we get all the possible heads. We get bonus heads, so you know they're gonna be randomized as they. Okay, I'm gonna randomize them. I'm gonna put up the thing. Pick a random head. Toadette, cool. Highway can explain. Another stream read a comment saying, "Did the person that submit this actually make the level?" And the answer was obviously. I wanted to see what the level the person had looked like, and you played that one. Okay, so you saw this level in another stream and you played it. Gotcha, Highway. That's cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. And it's a cool thing to do, you know. I'm sure people always appreciate additional plays on a level. You know, you see anyone's level here that you like the look of, punch it in and give it a go. I'm sure they would appreciate the play and the like. And if you want to put in my levels, look down there, code. That's my code. It's time for the 7-life challenge, folks. Let me tell you how the 7-life challenge works. Basically, I have 7 lives to get through as far into the super world as possible. Every death counts. They do not restore. And you run out, we're done. And there will also be a 20-minute timer, you know, just a little bit higher than the 15-minute timer we've been working with for, you know, for the rest of it. For you know, for the rest of the viewer level segment. When the timer runs out, we do not, like, quit immediately, but we go into do or die mode, which is to say we will either finish the level that we're on in one try, or if we die, it's it. That's done when we're out. And when that happens, I got this thing. How do I do it again? Is it this? Yes. Okay. I can use this hotkey to make do or die appear. I need a Steam Deck. That would simplify these hotkeys a lot and make it so that you know, they didn't overlap. They don't overlap. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go into it. And I'll set a 20-minute timer now. And like I said, this is only for... The timer only affects... It only affects the super world as a whole. And also I'll say, I do not guarantee I would get more progress from this 7-life challenge than I would from a regular-ass 15-minute session. If I die 7 times in this one level, that would be it. But, well, you know, I'm going to try not to have that happen. Let me assure you. I'm going to try. I'm going to assume that, that red coins are optional. This is the 1-1, so I'm always sort of interested in 1-1s because I feel like a 1-1 is an interesting thing insofar as you have to make it vanilla for the sake of, like, you know, a 1-1 ought to be a little bit vanilla, a little bit basic. But also, you do have to hook players in and convince them that it's going to be a super world worth playing. So, how do you square those two things? My solution when I did my super world was to build it around the cannon box upgrade, which, you know, is not a basic, which gives you a big power up, but, you know, the level itself doesn't really have to do anything special to make that fun to use, you know. I sort of drew inspiration from that myself, from how all of DKC's first levels are. You know, a lot of them are pretty basic levels, and then the main twist, the main, like, thing of interest is they give you Rambi in the second half of them, and Rambi, you know, lets you just blow through them and makes you feel super powerful. That was my thought of how the, the skull box, the can box would be worked into level, the gun box. That's pretty nice level. Good work. Obviously, the Big Chillery said it's not his level, but one that he thinks we would enjoy. Yeah. And so far, I think he's right. He, they, whatever. I'll say I do want to be more careful about pronouns. I don't want to guess, in all cases, he, you know. It's a bad default, you know? It's better to use they when I don't know. Really could use, like, you know, some Discords have it so that you can set, you know, you can make your pronouns visible. I wish that Twitch could do that. That would be really convenient for me because I, you know, somehow we managed through that despite not spin jumping properly. There's the first one there. We got to the checkpoint at least. And I'll say again, checkpoints, they don't do shit for us. You know, they don't update our lives or anything. They don't refresh our... Fuck. Hey, Fauntleroy. I'm doing a 7-life challenge, which means I have 7 lives to get as far into the super world as possible. I'm on the 2nd level. I already blew 2 lives just in the last, say, minute and a half. In the last minute, actually. I could really use a mushroom just for safety, you know? This is not too difficult. This is like, I'll tell you what. This is the perfect difficulty as far as, like, somewhere between very doable and, like, difficult enough where you will die on occasion. Which I think is, you know, kind of the sweet spot for the lightning round, for a 7-life challenge. Nice work choosing this one, Big Chillery. What am I doing? Whatever, that worked. You'd think some of these would have mushrooms in them. Okay, let's be careful. I like the progression of this one. It's fun that you're climbing up like some big structure, some big tree, you know, going around the outside of it, going through the middle of it. I think that's very cool. Please be safe. Okay, good. Hey, good, good, good. 2 levels down.
Made it.
That's right, we made it. Phew, indeed. Okay, let's see. At the very least, there's 2 more levels in this world. At the very least, I want to finish this world. Seems like a pretty safe goal. Pretty low bar, I would reckon. Okay. Well. Okay, shit. We got chain chomps. And also, they're not just chain chomps, they're protected. They're protected from like being ground pound upon. Which I guess, you know, I was thinking about how I should use these chain chomps. I need to have a level that uses these pegged chain chomps. And I guess it would make sense to use them in a level with in 3D World or something, or one of these themes where you can ground pound, because that allows you to like you know, sort of dispatch them. Whereas if you're playing in a theme that doesn't have that, they're kind of less interactive. You could also have it in a level with Yoshi or something, because Yoshi can just do that and kill them. Huh. There's probably other power-ups that can kill them too, right? Like, I don't know if they're in... Hey, does anyone know if they're in the 3D World aesthetic? The 3D World style? The, chain chomps? In 3D World, they could probably be killed by, like, multiple things. They could probably be killed by a cat. They could probably be killed by, They could probably be killed by hammer, by boomerang. Just not by fire. Which, you know, allows you to have them, but still have them be defeatable. Are they in the 3D world? Someone has to know that in chat. I mean, we could check. Oh, we can go a low path. Ooh. The chat didn't stop working on the thing again. Nope, I think it's good. I like these pillars of blocks. That's a really neat idea for how. That's a really neat like little use of these blocks. You rarely touch 3D World. I like to use all three of the game styles equally, so I give love to each of them. You know, as much as I give to any others. At this point right now, all the I have, 35 levels in the Super World, 30 levels outside. The Super World has 7 of each type of level right now, and the final world will have 1 of each. So ultimately will be 8 of each style in my Super World. And overall, an even amount of each archetype. Oh, we won't check now because I'm, in the middle of the challenge. That would be weird. I can't stop the timer. I don't have the the timer is set up in the place that it is, and I cannot pause it. These timers that I've used forever. Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't... Fuck. I thought we had it I thought we pulled it out. That's, yeah, the fourth life. We now know what's coming, though, so we'll be a little bit safer. Jeez, that got us again. This is the last level of World 1 of the Super World, so... Let's do it. Let's get this level done. We have 2 tries right now. Jesus Christ, something's weird with that jump. That jump, you end up really low. At least the way I'm jumping it. Damn it. You're assuming you like the Super World so far? Yeah, it's great. It seems like a really good difficulty, you know, for this challenge. You know, doable, but also hard enough where we will take losses going through it. And indeed, we did just lose the last of the 7 lives. Thank you for the 7 life challenge. We got almost to the end of World 1. We got to the end of World 1, but we did not finish World 1 of 6. That was just about the right difficulty for the 7 life challenge to be interesting, I think. Fun stuff. Yeah, that's just, I hope y'all like the 7 life challenge. It's a good way of just, if y'all are looking for a way to get me to play a bunch of your Super World all in one go, with the caveat that it is you know, we do have a limited amount of lives to go through it. The 7 life challenge is a great way to do that. It's not great for every type of Super World. You know, perhaps like a really super hard one. It wouldn't be any different from like a regular submission, except with limited lives. But for a traditional one, for a normal one, it is a pretty good way that you can do for some channel points. And yeah, that's the first one we've had in some time. Now that that's done, 7 life challenge is over. It's time for something else. It's time for the lightning round, folks. During the lightning round, we only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes to us. 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs, and also for the first level of the lightning round, which belongs to, let me see who it belongs to. It'll be Zach Divine. And if you're not here, by the way, it's the same as before. It's the same as before. It'll be sudden death. It'll be only 2. But if you are here, it'll be 5. So that's more than 2 by like a good couple, you know. And if we start you in sudden death, just speak up and I'll change you over to you know, to the regular lightning round, so long as we haven't fully moved on to the next level. Zach Divine is here, fantastic. Let me get you your bonus heads. Randomize them for you. Peach, we got Peach. Let's go. G45 2 R 6 Y K F. And by the way, folks, the lightning round is not the end of the stream. Feel free to continue submitting stuff. You know, submitting levels, and even after I beat one. Zach Divine, this is a new profile? What's up with you only got like you only got 1 level. Did you fill up the previous one? I mean, I've seen you before, Zach Divine, I'm pretty sure. The name rings a bell and all. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, second account. Gotcha, yeah. Just starting. Okay, let's go in here and go through it. And get it done. Looks like there's boss level. Boss here. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, wait a minute. I think you duck. Okay, yeah, you can duck under it. Okay. That's cool. Okay, I think this is good. Main fleet for ideas you know won't be getting a lot of likes. I don't know, I think this would get some likes. This is a fun idea. I think it... I think it is very, very Marvel. You're putting on a viewer level stream while you suffer through uploading 2MBJ. Gotcha. Good to meet you. Good to have you here. I think I have met you before. I don't see a first time viewer or first time chatter thing on you, you know, in the stream chat, which is something that I get as the streamer. Yeah, you have been here before. I'll say, I think it's pretty damn cool how you made a actual honest-to-God boss fight out of a single enemy who is normal. That felt like a boss fight despite being an enemy you only have to jump on one time. Recognize that tries left thing anywhere. Yeah, I got a good like wait, no, I gotta get several coins before I go in there. I got a good thing going here with my system. With my my rules. Okay, so we got multiple boss fights. Hey, frog love. What? Whatever. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, this level seems to have a... Well, I think it has a repeating checkpoint, probably. If you're wondering how that works with the checkpoints reset our lives, if we get through a new area and we go to a new checkpoint, that will refresh it. But if we were to, like, say, go through a previous area, that would not. Big fan of created bosses. Well, Crispy Bacon, may I suggest you check out my latest level that I uploaded. It could really use some you know, some plays and shit. At some point tonight, I'll play through that level again, that boss level. Show y'all what that level is if you didn't see it. Thank you for the level submission. 2 MBJ. Very nice. We'll get to it in some time. Oh, did I? I don't think I think I need... I think I... There we go. I think let's go over rather than under. Beautiful. Ooh. Or if you played my backup. We'll see. We'll see if I played your backup or whatever. Okay, that's an actual checkpoint. We've made progress. Therefore, back up to 7. Again, the way that this works is the first person in the lightning round in the stream gets 7. And also subs get that as well. If you're wondering why 7 and how you get bonus heads, either be the first one in the lightning round, which, you know, depends on when the lightning round starts. Depends on when I choose to start it. Or be a subscriber over here on, you know, Twitch. A Twitch subscriber. A YouTube subscriber, that doesn't cost money. That's just the equivalent of a follower. That's... If you're watching the VOD later on YouTube and you're wondering what that means, why I say... Why a subscriber means something... It's because it costs money on Twitch. You know, and I get money too, is the other part of that. Oh, fuck me. Wait. So... What? I'm looking at this one now. I gotta spin jump on the shell guys. Spin jump on the shell guys. Okay, I'm gonna lure this guy over here. Thank you for the follow, Kenobi. 282. Okay, I think it's easier if I leave the guy on that side. So I got spin jump on that guy, move with him. God damn, that's a difficult one. I don't know. We got 5 more tries to do it, but I don't know, man. One thing we can do if we want to, like, hope for an easier one, we can go to a different room and try our luck there, you know? I'm gonna lure this guy over here, get him out of the way. You don't like upside down levels? Okay, we got one hit. I think upside down levels can work. I've made one. I've made multiple upside down levels that I am proud of. It's a hard to use format for sure, but shit, that was close. It's a hard to use format for sure, but it can be made to work. And by the way, those in queue waiting their turn, you know, do be assured we are in the lightning round, so these levels will come at a faster pace than they did for the first part of the stream. You know, we only have 5 tries to do them, so, you know, we'll be getting to you soon enough. And I'll tell you, I have never ended a stream with levels not done, not hit up. You know, we've always gotten through every level that submitted. And the queue is not closed yet, so, you know, anyone who wants to get in more, we're still open. We are still open to them. How do I submit my level, says Kenobi 282. I'll tell you, Kenobi. You hit exclamation point add in the chat, and then your level code. Exclamation point add space level code. Like 2MJ just did, except use the valid code. Then you just wait, and when your level comes up, if you're here, you get the full time of day, which means during the lightning round, 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints. If you're not here, it's sudden. We still play the level, but in sudden death, which means significantly fewer tries. And speaking of, hey, we're on the last try here. We gotta get through this part and, you know, get back to the repeating checkpoint if we want to, you know, see the rest of this. I'm gonna continue on with this one because I think we're close. I think we have it basically figured out. We just have to do it. We just have to execute. We just have to, like, know when it's... Know when it's good to pull out, you know? Know when it's good to abort and not go over if we're gonna die, you know? Ooh, we died. That's exactly what I wanted to prevent. Thank you for the levels, Activine. I would love another chance at that. Whenever you have the opportunity to submit again. That seems very well made. Yeah, that's right. No one to pull out, no one to abort. That's exactly what I said. Verbatim. Thank you. Do you have a quote bot? I don't have a quote bot. Should I have a quote bot? I don't know any streamers who have a quote bot. None that I know of. Actually. You think all streamers should? You can always make a clip. I always appreciate if you make like a really well-edited, clipped down clip of whatever the fuck you think is funny. I like to go through the streams eventually and clip things out myself. But, you know, I do that a while after the fact. And if you do that for me, it'd save me time. It's funny to do exclamation quote and see something stupid I said. Ah, you're a streamer as well? Interesting. Let me go ahead and hit next. See the next level. And by the way, let me be clear about the lightning round, about how this works in general. Even if I cannot beat a level, doesn't mean it's the end of the road for that level. Does not mean it cannot be resubmitted another time, or even tonight even, if you wanted to just, you know, give another go to us. It's all up to you. This is just a mode that lets us do a fun challenge with the level. And it doesn't burn it. It doesn't waste it. It's just a fun challenge that we all can enjoy, and also keeps things moving during this, the last, maybe third of the stream, let's say. Saying this might be another hour or so. I swear to God, if this was more quotable than the furry stream, ... Yeah, that's a good quote. I clipped the other day, a moment during a Mario Maker stream where I did a jump and I said, "Come fuck God," and then I reflected on that and went, "Come fuck God." That is quite the thing to say, and I think it works either way. You know, whether that is like, you know, come as in you know, or come as in come here. It works either way. Like, come fuck God, you know, come and have a go at God. That's weird. Or just, you know, disconnected, come fuck God. Just three disconnected words. It works either way, kinda. Come fuck God. That's a weird thing to say. I think that if there was a quote bot, come fuck God would be in there. Though I guess you'd have to decide which reading of come is it? Is it come with a U or come with an O? You'd have to decide, and I don't know. I feel like the ambiguity is actually good. I like the ambiguity there. You know, it's unclear which one I was trying to say. Let me do another card. Thinking about picking out Mega Man Battle Network Collection, which it turns out is out. That Mega Man Battle Network Connection came out. I really love Battle Network. Played it a lot as a kid on the Game Boy. Sticker, says Kenobi. I think it's just fun to build up quotes. Gotcha. I really liked those games as a kid. Wait, did we just do Crispy Bacon's level? I'm still typing it in, aren't I? We'll tell when I put it in. Okay, good. We haven't done this one. Crispy Bacon. Did Crispy Bacon say something? I think he probably did. Crisp, did you say something? Good luck. Okay, good. There you are. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I meant to get that, but I kind of expected it would come out in like August or something. I didn't know it was out in like April, the Legacy Collection. And apparently it's 2 Legacy Collections, technically. There's, you know... There's a 1 and then there's a 2 that contain different Mega Man games, and you can get them both for $60. I should probably do that. I don't know. You know... I don't know if I'm going to find time to replay the Mega Man Battle Network games, but... honestly, it's always good to have podcast games, and... I could probably play those during podcasts and stuff. I like how you done it this. You made like a improvised version of that enemy that does the spike ball, the prawn plant. The prawn plant spike balls. That was weird. That was a weird way to die, whatever. Anyway, I should probably pick that up. You know, I guess I've been really enjoying playing through a bunch of Game Boy games in my free time. You know, while listening to podcasts, while, you know, doing the things I do in my free time. Podcasts, audiobooks. I'll say, like, I don't have, you know... I finished rereading the audiobook series I was reading, and now I'm just purely back on podcasts and other stuff now, so... But also, I do have a lot of podcasts to catch up on from all that time I spent rereading Dresden Files, so, you know, having games to play while doing those podcasts and, you know, watching any stuff or whatever as well is really helpful, so... Mega Man Battle Network, those games might be a good ones to go through. I did find, you know, I recently replayed some of it on stream. Did we pass a checkpoint? If we passed a checkpoint, I should have refreshed my lives. Yes. So I refresh my life and I take off 1. Null, you know, works out to be null. So... So I think that would be probably a good game to get. I did find when I was replaying them recently, they have some kind of confusing design at places. Like, it's kind of unclear, like, where to go or... I landed on a spike that was... Come on now. That was a weird hitbox. There were some weird, like, design as far as, like, oh, you have to do this, and then go do this, and then go do that before you can continue. Maybe if I had played, like, a later game. I think I was playing Mega Man Battle Network 2. I was playing 2, right? I forget if it was 2 or 3. Maybe if I was playing a later game, the structure would be more clear, and it'd be more... I don't know. I'll say I haven't played, like... I don't know if I played all the Mega Man games. I don't think I played 5 or 6 ever. I'm really not sure on that front. Somehow, I don't know where those copies that I have as a kid. This level's upside down? What? This level's upside down, you say? Oh, I guess that's the case. You're saying that this is technically... This is as if it's the floor. I guess I can see that. Dang, we've really taken a beating here. You're playing with your Switch upside down, and it's so easier. Well, it's not actually upside down. Oh, your level is upside down, you're saying, 2MGJ. Gotcha. I have seen that on occasion. I've also... God, I did once I did a cheese on an upside down level. I did the cheese of just in OBS going to invert the feed. Just inverting the feed on OBS. And turns out that makes it so that it looks right side up in the, you know, the stream view and the preview monitor. Shit, I feel like we were just next to it. Just near the end. Thanks for the level, Crispy. You're welcome. Feel free to, you know, give us another go at that another time. How's the clear rate on that? That is a 5% clear rate. Yeah, that sounds about right. MJB, not MBJ. Gotcha. I've said it right before in this stream. I've said it right before in this stream. I just said it wrong, I think, that time. Or one of the times. Blartody. Blartody T. Blartody T. You're next. Let me just @ you. Does not appear to be in chat. Blartody T, you are up. I'm gonna type in the code. Let me see real fast. How close are we to the end of this list of cards? Not that far. We'll probably close the stream, the queue relatively soon. Do another card while I'm putting this up. I'd like to stream some Rivals of Aether workshop stuff, especially, eventually also. Yeah, so Rivals of Aether, it's a very good Smash-like with a very robust... Thank you for the little crispy bacon. With a very robust, like, workshop. People make all sorts of custom characters on there. By the way, Blartody T, you're gonna be a sudden death if you don't show up. People make a lot of cool custom characters, and I enjoy just downloading a bunch of them on occasion and, you know, playing around with them for a minute, see if they feel good, and choosing on the fly to keep them or not keep them, and just amassing, like, a massive collection of things, of levels, of not levels, of characters. And I think that'd be fun to do as like an idle stream. You know, me just showing off my workshop, all the workshop things I have downloaded, all the workshop characters, and maybe we could do some Parsec or something, and, you know, y'all could join me, or someone could fight me or something. That'd be fun. I could also just toy around with some new ones and try to make the decision on stream as far as, like, I don't like this one, I like this one. You know, it is maybe a process that is a little bit judgmental, you know? You have to, you know, sometimes you play one and you're just like, okay, this one's not good. I don't like it. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a dick or nothing. I don't want to be a dick or nothing about it. But I do have to say, like, you know, some levels are... Now, what the hell? What is this timing? I feel like... I felt like that was pretty close, too. Why don't I just do this? Why don't I just fall like this rather than... Oh! This is really weird insofar as... Huh. Insofar as, like, you can actually, like, cheese it, like, most of the way and get through, which is what I just did. Thank you for level Blar Toadie. It's a lot easier than it looks because it's not actually half as demanding as it seems. You can really just run through it and wing it a bunch somehow. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. What was I saying? Yeah, rival stream. We'll do something like that in the future. You know, one Thursday. Not next Thursday. I'm gonna do Open RCT 2 next Thursday, but maybe the Thursday after that, we'll do some rivals or something. And if ever we don't have an idea for a Thursday, I'll just do more Pikmin on that Thursday, in addition to the Monday stream, which is Pikmin. Next up is Frog Love Render. Your turn's up, Frog Love Render. Go ahead and confirm. You were here like a couple of minutes ago, so I am gonna assume you're good for it. I'm gonna do another card while I type in the thing. Did you see Paper Mario Randomizer's latest major update? Yeah, they had a major update like a week ago or so. There's a new thing called Badge Synergy. There's a bunch of new things, but the thing that caught my eye is Badge Synergy. Apparently, it gives you extra damage for every 5 matching badges you have. For every 5 badges that are jump or hammer related. So, and that doesn't like stack in the way that Power does, like the Power Plus. That's just 1 bonus point. You know, it doesn't like multiply by multiple hits or whatever. Just 1 extra point. Sounds kind of cool. Sounds kind of good. I would appreciate a way to do more damage if I happen to, you know, find the right badges. Also, if I'm thinking about it, it does make it so that, like, collecting the badges, finding them in the world, you know, as they are scattered throughout, is more valuable. Even if you're only going to use, like, one, like D down jump or power bounce, if that's your jam. You know, even if you're only going to use power bounce ever, it's still going to be worth your while to look for and grab the other ones with badge synergy added in, which I think sounds really neat. I don't know if we'll do another stream with that anytime in the future. Anytime in the future. Let me at Frog Love Render. Sorry. You are up. I don't know if we'll do another stream of that anytime. Maybe I'll just, you know, play through it on my own time. We were talking about podcast games earlier, and, like, randomizers are surprisingly good podcast games. Just, like, sit down with a 6-hour, like, Paper Mario experience that is a little bit randomized and, you know, like, the back of your hand, and you're just in for a good time. It's just, you know, the same game you played dozens of times. I played Paper Mario dozens of times before. It's the same game you played dozens of times before, but randomized and shuffled about in all sorts of interesting ways, and, you know, it's not such that you have to think about it that much, you know, most of the time, but it's just enough interesting to keep you going, while also being a lot of just running around in it that is perfect podcast fodder. Also, I do stream it on occasion when I feel like it, though I haven't in a while. I haven't been that heavy on the randomizers this year, as far as on-stream content goes. I don't see Frog or Love Render. I'm going to put you into sudden death. Like I said before, If you do speak up, you will do speak up, and I'll upgrade you to the 5 lives, so long as we haven't fully moved on to the next level. And also, of course, you know, if we can't beat it, you can resubmit it at another time. This is a racing level? What? What the fuck? Okay, I wasn't expecting that to be a death. That to lead to death so much. What? Why does it work like that? I'm kind of confused here. What? That was both of our tries. Thank you for level. I don't know how that's supposed to work. It feels like it should have dropped us into the cart, but that's not what happened. Kind of a head scratcher there. What happened? What? Look at comments real fast. What the hell? I'm not that guy, but it's good and I'm bad. You are no bean burrito. I don't get either of these comments. Yeah, I'm not sure how that was supposed to work, Frog Lover. Please, if you are here, DGR references? What does that stand for, DGR? I feel like it's vaguely familiar. Oh, YouTuber, okay. Not familiar with the YouTuber. Streamer, gotcha. You know, there's so many streamers out there, it's impossible to know them all. But also, if he's a Mario Maker streamer. Maybe I should know as many Mario Maker streamers as I can. You know, a massive one. There are so many massive streamers that, you know, you ask most people, they've never heard of them. I mean, honestly. Yeah. Alright, let's go to the next one. Thank you for the level, Frog Lover. He was streaming earlier today. That's good to know. I'll tell you, I didn't see it. No, I'll tell you that. I didn't see that stream. I guess, you know, I had work for a start. I was working. Not that, you know, I work from home. Not that I can't, like, watch, you know, streams as I work, whatever. But, you know, preoccupied, I suppose. Next up here is 2MBJ. God, I said it wrong again. MJB. I don't know why MBJ sounds so natural to my mouth. What's Michael Jackson's middle name? Did Michael Jackson have a middle name? Maybe it was B or something. Michael... MBJ? MLJ is Michael Luther King. Michael Luther King? No, that's not his name. Can people please stop referring to me like that? I'll try. I don't know, man. Maybe it's Major League Baseball would be MLB. No, that's actually closer to MJB. I am not Michael goddamn Jackson. Is that Michael Jackson's middle name? Does it start with a B? Let me look. There's a Michael B. Jackson. No, there's a Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Oh, okay. That's probably Michael B. Jordan. Right, he's the guy from Creed. He was he's Adonis Creed in Creed. Right. Okay, maybe that's why people are thinking MBJ because of Michael B. Johnson from Creed. You know, famously playing the main character of Creed. Ah, Frog Lover, you just missed yourself. Tell you what, Frog Lover, since you just showed up. No, you know what? The queue is open. You get yourself resubmitted. I already got the next person up. No, we had to do it in sudden death because you weren't here, Frog Lover. Frog Lover. You should go ahead and resubmit, and we'll get back to you. You just missed it. I'm sorry. And, you know, it'd be a whole thing to, like, dismiss this one and get you back up. You know what I mean? If you're gonna mix me up with someone famous, at least do the person with the MJB initials. Who's the person with MJB initials? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Mary J. Blige? I've never heard of Mary J. Blige. I'm sad to say. Let me put in your level. Mary J. Blige. MJB. How about 2M? How about if I call you 2M? That works. That's a subset of your name. Musician. 2M. We'll just say that. I can't promise you I'll remember. Sometimes I forget what names I should use. Why? What's it? People say, as long as it's not offensive, I'm okay with it. What kind of offensive name can you make out of M2MJB 2007-7? Or how do you parse that? 20077. You're not fine with people calling you the devil? What? I don't get that. I don't get that. Why would that... Does MJB relate to the devil? You said latest one. Mario is the hero of time. Okay, cool. 13% clear rate. Very nice. Some people who play your levels certainly think so. The clear rate wasn't that bad. You're saying that some people really hate your levels? That seems odd. Your clear rate is like 13%. That's well in the normal range. You know, well into the... This is one of your good levels. Okay, so you also have troll levels as well. Well, you know, I think that's great. I think it's good for a person to have, like, you know, a variety. And have a repertoire of different, you know, stuff. Repertoire of different stuff. You know, just do a variety of things, make a variety of levels. And, you know... Find what's good. Look at that, it's a G. It has a save system? I gotcha, let's do it then. Why not? And by the way, the saves... I don't think that would necessarily count as resetting our things. I mean, I don't think it really can count as resetting our lives. Maybe, I'll tell you what. It could only count if we, like, made progress and then we did the save. I think we can go down here, right? But also, this level seems pretty generous. I don't know that we'll need that many tries. What? Don't understand what this is wanting from me. Huh? Ground pound? Slide? Oh, that works! Huh. Interesting. Okay, so this one's just a... Oh no, they're both active pipes. Is this good? Was this a good thing that I just did, or is this a bad thing? Wait a minute, there's definitely hidden blocks, aren't there? There's hidden blocks under that, with these, right? We just had to actually do this, and we'd get out just like that. Very good. How about another card? Did you see SGDQ's schedule? Yeah, so SGDQ, they put out their schedule. I saw this on Reddit. Since I stopped doing Twitter, I've been looking more at Reddit, I guess. And I saw that SGDQ, the schedule is all up and available. Does it make a difference whether you go the high path or the low path there? I'm just gonna check to make sure. I looked through, not like a ton of stuff that I'm really like jonesing to see, you know? But enough good stuff. I saw that Paper Mario's getting a run. I saw that Mario Maker has a relay this time. Saw a couple more that caught my my attention. Not a ton, but you know, enough. Enough where I'm looking forward. I'm sure I'll find enough of those to watch. Sometimes your favorite non-Tamagotchi series gets in. Luigi's Mansion. Oh, I don't know if I recall the last time. Hell. What's with the music? What's with the thing? Is there a secret? Can I blow this up and find a hidden block or something? No. I'm surely not supposed to jump off the ledge. Okay, yeah, definitely not supposed to jump off the ledge. That's definitely not it. You included the arrow there to indicate, you know, don't do this. This is just here for the bonus life then? Okay. We still got 2 more of the red coins to find. Oh, crap. There we go. This will lead us to... There we go, yeah, 2 more pipes. This has to be it. This is a bonus level in your super world. Got it. Oh, jeez. What? Okay. Oh, cool, okay. Hitting it twice gets us through. It's become dangerous all of a sudden, for a bit. Don't hit again, it's a soft lock. Oh. You mean don't do what I just did? I didn't realize that. Well, I can die. That counts as a try. Anyway, that'll be coming up, I think it's like in May, right? It's a relatively early SGDQ. That'll be pretty good. You should have blocked off the on-off. Yeah, probably. You could also make it a note block. Or not a note block, a question mark block. And have it so that, you know, as a result, it can only be activated once. I'm gonna go left this time. I keep thinking this one's going to be a thing I have to blow up. But it's not. Oh, I see it. When you do that, it releases the fireball. And then that happens. Wait. Okay. That works. Cool. I'm gonna, like, get a save real fast. Before we go to the other section. Can I just do this? Check this out. Check out this. Dang it. Okay. And we'll count that as a, you know, in levels like this with a repeating checkpoint, so long as we're getting progress, like an additional red coin, I'm happy counting that as refreshing lives. We cannot use it, though, if we do not have new progress to check in, to save. Like, that'd be against the spirit of the lightning round. Just, you know, count that in that way. It seemed like that time it activated instantly. Oh, because the bomb already went off on the other side. So the, The bomb already went off on the other side, so, yeah. Okay, it's good that the on-off was in that position. Otherwise, I might not been able to... I would have to get a power-up. Which I guess I could have come in the pipe and got it again. Maybe it would have killed me if I did that, I'm not sure. GG's indeed. Thank you for the level, 2M. Let's say it says 2M. Again. I was almost saying 2J. That's a new one. 2M. Thank you for the level. 4J is the is like a developer who made like ports of like rare games to Xbox 360 like 15 years ago. 4J? It was 4J, right? Not J4. Hello, Mechatoons. Howdy, howdy, indeed. Go ahead and hit complete. And then go ahead and do next. Alright, it was just a maker code, so we can... So I didn't need to do complete there, really. Kenobi is next. Kenobi just talked. Kenobi is here. Perfect. Let me enter in Kenobi's, and I'll do another card while I'm entering it in. Did you hear about Max? Now, you might be wondering, when you see that, what the fuck is Max? Who the fuck is Max? What does that even mean? Is it the name of a dog? Is it the name of a person? Like Max, or is it like a short for something? And I'll tell you what it is. It is the new name of HBO Max. They're taking off the HBO in what must be a very shrewd marketing decision to take the product that everyone recognizes and make it into something that everyone scratches their head and goes like, what the fuck is that? Max. What a bad decision. Also, I think it might cost more. I'm not sure. Rebranding HBO Max in part of a merger with Disney Plus or Discovery Plus seems like one of the worst ideas that corporate America has ever come up with. To just tank a product that is a streaming service that is highly successful and just rebrand it to hell. This course is quite difficult. You might struggle. Okay. Well, we got 5 tries. Let's go. Oh, fuck me! Okay. I love it. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I had an idea. I wanted to, like, try to get on top of it. Not Disney Plus. They merged with someone's no one's ever used. You mean Hulu? You mean Hulu? Whoever said 2M. Okay, I tried to get on top of it. You know what? This actually works as well. Look at this. No! Okay. That doesn't work. What did Disney Plus fuse with? I know that the way that works is that... Oh, there's a time limit as well. That looks like a pretty strict time limit. We probably have to actually boogie. Probably have to actually be good. Whoop. HBO Max and Discovery Plus. Yes, that's right. That's the 3rd life. I'm gonna restart because I burned a little time here. I feel like every second is going to count. Well, let me see, actually. What's the world record? 21 seconds. Okay, every second does not count so much. Oh, come on now. The wall ran away from me. Oh my god. We're on our last try. Let's do it. Let's do it. And by the way, I'll say again, a level not being beaten here in the lightning round does not mean you will never see it again. It can come back. You can resubmit it. I did fail. GG. I think that's doable. I think I could do it. How many bombs did we get? Like, how far did we get the farthest time we went? It's in the subworld, so we can't see, like, how long it is in, like, more info, right? Yeah, we can't tell. Queue is still open, I'll say, again. If you want to resubmit, get that in here, etc. Mechatoon's getting a level in, very nice. Could use level viewer. I'll say I've never used that, actually. I feel like I respect the integrity of a level, you know? I feel like Mario Maker 2 was set up in such a way where you couldn't just look at someone's level. I feel like it's fun to be able to, you know, to not be able to know for sure about all that stuff. You've used it for your own level? Well, for my own levels, I can just look, you know, in the Maker. But I guess that also makes sense. You know, you'll be able to look at it on computer and, you know, scroll around. And I bet that's kind of cool. When remaking it? Gotcha. Okay. Let me do another card. As I'm typing in Crispy Bacon's level. Which, Chris, did you say something, Chris? Did Chris say something in the last bit? Let me scroll up and see. Not in a minute. Chris just said yes, sir. Perfect. Okay, didn't have to do anything. What N64 games or GBA games should they add next to N64 Online, to Game Boy Online, Game Boy Advance Online, all of that? I would like to see. Obviously, they've announced a bunch. You know, obviously, I'll say like Mario Party 3 is like top of my list as far as like ones I want them to put up. As is like Metroid Zero Mission, as is like what's the Kirby game that they have in waiting? Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. That's a really cool one, and that one's gonna be really good with the online. Like, oh shit, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is a co-op game where like you can play 4 Kirbys at once, just anywhere in a big ass open world, and it's really fucking cool. It's like one of the cooler Kirby games, I think. You know, definitely like one of my favorites, though. Kirby 64 is still an all-time for me. I've just played it too many times for it to not to be #1. But Amazing Mirror is like right up there. Right up there. I can't wait for them to add that one. Add that one to Game Boy Advance Online. And that one's going to be especially good since, you know, online. There's kind of not a Game Boy game that's really good to play online right now. Unless you want to play some Mario Brothers. You know, the arcade game. You know, the one where you hit crabs and shit. Or whatever you do in that. You hit like flies and crabs and crap. If you want to play that online, Game Boy Advance Online got you covered, but you know, right now it doesn't really have like that much in the way of online. I guess you could play Mario Kart. You can play the Mario Kart on the Game Boy Advance online. That's actually probably the best one so far. Or maybe Kuru Ken. But when Amazing Mirror comes out, god damn, I've never played that one multiplayer just because, you know, it required multiple copies and all, and never had that, naturally, so, you know, never had the opportunity. But I will absolutely take the opportunity, and we'll probably do some stuff. That could be on stream, actually. You know, yesterday we did a stream with some guests where they were on mic and stuff. We did a voice call, and we played some Mario Party and some Pokemon Stadium. Whenever Mario Party 3 hits, we gotta do that again. We gotta have another... Whatever. The order doesn't matter. We gotta do another one. Mario just got shot. We gotta do another one. Another stream like that when Mario Party 3 hits. I love Mario Party 3. It's my favorite of the original N64 Mario Parties, and just one of the best in the series, if not the best. You know, I will say I do like... I like some of the GameCube Mario Parties more than perhaps some people. You know, I'll say like I'm a defender of Mario Party 7 being, you know, mixing things up in interesting ways that worked. But Mario Party 3 is like as close as you get to perfection, short of changing the formula in major experimental ways. Didn't Mario have some bad mojo with the Italian Mafia? They shot him twice. Well, he died. So that's just what happens when you die. Oh, shit. I did go through a checkpoint, so that would have refreshed our lives. Very good. Hey, Eagle Claw Killer. Thank you for the level. What other games should be on N64 Online? I'm interested to see Excite Bike 64. I think it'd be fun to, like, build out a custom track or whatever in that, and then do some multiplayer of that, and, you know, everyone races that track. I think that'd be a good time. I guess you can't save any custom tracks without a memory card. Or could you save custom tracks in Excite Bike 64 without a memory card? You know, as they put out more games that use memory cards, Conquer. I would love Conquer. I don't know if they can do that because it's a rated M game. Is there already a rated M game in N64 Online though? GoldenEye. What's the rating on GoldenEye? GoldenEye might be already M, so maybe they can do Conquer if they really wanted to. Yours takes a while. Thank you for the level, Crispy Bacon. That was very nice. That was a goddamn good level. Very fun and light and good. Good use of elements, all that. Thumbs up. Frog Love Render. That's right. Let's see what you got this time. Is it the same as before? What other games should they put out on Game Boy in particular? The Game Boy has a really good lineup, honestly. They could put lots of games. They could put, like, even more of the Mario Advance games, even. I don't know if they're going to do that. They did it for 3, but 3 had the e-reader stuff, which was pretty good. I want them to put, like, some of the Pokemon games on there, like Red and Blue and like, the Extra Red and Extra Blue that came out on Game Boy Advance. They should do all of those. And Ruby and Sapphire. You think Pokemon won't be on the NSO? I think it will be. I think it absolutely will be. I mean, they already got the Pokemon trading game in the coming soon games. It's not that much of a leap to put in an actual Game Boy Advance game. What's the typo there? Oh, 2, not 3. Wario Lands? Yeah, Wario Land 4, especially. Yeah, they should put that one. The other Mario Lands, that goes without saying. I'd really like more oddball picks. And also, obviously, more rare games like Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie. Okay, Frog Lover. I keep calling you Frog Lover because you have an R after the... Or is it Frog Lover Ender? Not Frog Love Ender. I'm not sure which... I guess Frog Lover is correct, actually. I'm not sure how you do this. Is this how you do this? Because I jumped earlier and it killed me. Maybe you're supposed to just, like, push him slowly. Like this. Don't move? It's an auto? Okay. Grunty's Revenge? Yeah, Grunty's Revenge is a good one. Grunty's Revenge is a really good one. That would be good for the Nintendo 64 or not N64, obviously. Would be good for Game Boy Advance Online. Okay, so it's auto for a bit and then it's a troll. It's so broken. Okay. Shit. Well, I'll tell you another rule of the lightning round, by the way, for reference. If we die via a timeout, that counts for all of our lives. Depending on the timer. Like, if it's a 100-second timer, it's 1 life. If it's a 500-second timer, it's all 5. If it's somewhere in between, it counts for a somewhere in between amount of lives. So, you know, if this is a 500-second level, don't go thinking that we're going to get 5 whole 500 seconds on this level. No, it's just going to be, you know, a limited amount. You know, just to keep the spirit of the lightning round. Anyway, what other games? What other Game Boy games? You know what? Why don't I go run to my closet and go grab my box of Game Boy Advance games, and then we'll fish around for a second, for a minute, while this happens. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I hope I don't die. Excuse me. Yep. I am back with the Game Boy box. My box of Game Boy Advance games from the closet. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, yes. That's right. You see, here's one of them. This one's already out. It's Mario and Luigi. Can you see that? You can't see that. No, it's too small. I would have to get closer for that to work, like this. That kind of works, but I can't, I get to the place where the microphone can't really hear me if I do that. So let's just keep it normal. Oh, crap. We're about to get to the part where it's not an auto anymore. Right? Maybe? Let's see. There's the Sonic Advance games in here. Obviously, they already put out the Castlevania games, so those won't be involved. DK King of Swing. DK King of Swing, they'll put that one out. They already did WarioWare, right? Oh, Yoshi Topsy Turvy, that'll work. And the other WarioWare game that's a tilt game. Never played the WarioWare that's a tilt game. That'll work really well on the Switch. They could put the Game Boy Advance releases of Donkey Kong Country out on the Switch if they wanted to. That'd be weird. Those are technically different versions that have, like, bonus features and stuff, and 3 even has a whole extra world that isn't very good. It's a not very good bonus world, I'll say, for what it's worth. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. They probably won't put out, I don't know, man. Donkey Kong Country 3 has a whole extra world. I feel like if they were going to put out, you know, they put out Mario... What's gonna happen here? Hello? If I jump, am I gonna go into the thing? One way to find out. Okay, good. It looks like it's an auto again. Hello, Isaac. So yeah, They could put DKC 3 out. It has a whole extra world in the GBA version of it. I could see that being worth a release, similar to how Super Mario Bros. 3 got released on Game Boy Advance online. I'll say, like, that extra world is not, like, the greatest. I'd say it's probably the worst set of levels in any DKC game. But, they could do it. For N64... Let me try to think of an N64 game that's not Nintendo and not Rare that would be worth putting out. Well, I'd really like Rocket Robot on Wheels, but Sony owns that, so there's no way in hell that they're gonna have the ability to get that. There's no way in hell that Rocket Robot on Wheels comes out on N64 online. Diddy Kong Racing, well, that's Rare, but you know, that should be on there. Let me put in obscure N64 games. I don't have a collection of N64 games anymore. My N64 broke a while ago. Underrated N64 games from sources across the web, says Google. And the first thing is Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is not underrated. Jesus Christ. It is perfectly well beloved. Diddy Kong Racing, also not underrated. Very well beloved. Harvest Moon 6... You know what? Harvest Moon 64. And I'll say again, is Zach. I'll say again, everyone, if we time out, that's all our lives. That counts for all of them. That counts for all of them in the lightning round. Unless I die. What? Well, let's just talk for 60 more seconds. I don't want to go through there. I'm pretty sure. No. I need to hold up. I need to hold up through that. You're new, you don't know the rules yet. It's cool, it's cool. It's the lightning round, but, you know, the timeout clause is like the one thing that's like a, you know, that's like a weird thing that we have to do, because some levels, you know, 5 tries is forever, you know. Not to say that we can't play a level like this in the lightning round, but we need to have some rules in place so it's not weird, you know, so it's not like a forever thing. And I know I could die and then we'd have to do it again, but let's for the good of the stream, we have to have that be it. We have to have that be it, you know. Look. You know what this is. We nearly did it. We nearly went through that door and found out what was on the other side, which was clearly success. But thank you for the level. I'm gonna close the queue, actually. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. Mischief Makers. Put Mischief Makers on N64 Online. That would be a good one. Okay. Glover on N64 Online. I want Glover. That's actually, fuck Mischief Makers. I want Glover. Alright, Mechatoons is up next. I am going to play, I'll tell you, Mechatoons, I'm gonna play your level, but first I'm gonna play one of my own, and then I'm gonna close the queue after. How does that sound? Actually, tell you what, let's close it after your level. You know what, I'm gonna give you, I want to give you the chance to get in another level after your level, okay? We will close the queue after this one, and I will play one of my own before the level after this, okay? So, that's how we'll do it. That is how we will do it. And of course, like I say, you know, so long as the queue is open, you can always submit one. If I do reopen the queue after it's closed to get like a new viewer in, that is the only case where I would encourage y'all to only let the new viewer get one in. Because, you know, I just want to... When I see a new viewer, I like to get them the chance to have a level, even if the queue is closed. Though, you know, that's just for... Usually just for new viewers, though. Otherwise, you know, we gotta end sometime, right? We gotta wind down. We gotta, you know... We gotta end, you know? I like these streams to be about 3 hours long. And this is, you know, just over 3 hours long. Between 3 and 4. And, you know, right now, I don't know if you noticed, we're between 3 and 4 hours long. Literally played this level 15 minutes ago? That is a coincidence. Unless you picked it out of chat. And, you know, played it from there. That looks like a bonus area down here. Let's just go through the pipe. Oh, this is the bonus area. Very easy 50 coin that you got there. I also do prepare all these cards ahead of time, and I like to have these streams be long enough where I can, you know, get to each of them in turn and talk about whatever I prepared ahead of time to talk about. Because, you know, I got all these nice topics and all these nice ideas, which, you know, can foster very nice little conversations. And also, you know, if I've watched something, I want to talk about it. If I've seen something, I want to talk about it. I like this so far, by the way. It's a nice downward level. Downward vertical levels are kind of a rarity. They're very unusual, but I like to see them I've made a couple myself. I hope, you know, they're enjoyable. It's nice. This looks like the end. There's a fire flower. Maybe we still got a ways to go. Good length. We have to go under here. Perfect. Okay, cool. Nice level. I'm gonna hit complete, and I'm gonna let everyone get some time to get one more level in, including you, Mechatoons. You want to get one in? That's very cool. That'd be very good. Let me go ahead and this here, last call, and during last call, I'm gonna play. I'll play a couple levels on my own. You know, I just want to show some of my levels. Kenobi, it's already in the queue. Gotcha. Well, I do expect that some of them are already in the queue. Let me just change it to be the short version. I'm gonna show off. Hey, Shag. I'm just doing last call right now for viewer levels. Just doing last call before I close the queue and wrap up with the remaining levels of the queue, giving Mechatoons and others the chance to get in levels. During this time, I'm gonna show off my own levels. In particular, why don't I show off 2 levels that I re-uploaded recently for minor technical issues, and you know, they haven't quite gotten the amount of plays and likes that the older levels have had, and like the original versions had. Can you add an easier one? The one I added is gonna get you ahead of 5. It's gonna shred your lives. Yeah, you can do exclamation point replace at any time, or if you do exclamation point add in the new code, it will replace the previous code. I'm gonna show off. Maybe Grave Gauntlet is not the right one to show off, actually. Which one should I show off? Let's show off Grave Gauntlet. I think it's very cool. We were talking earlier about upside down levels, and this is mine. Well, I guess that's a spoiler. This is an auto-scroller, where I wanted to make it feel very fast-paced and such that, you know, it's not like in some auto-scrollers where you're just waiting for the screen to go. You can be a little bit proactive and, you know, go through it at a regular pace. You know? You forgot the codes of your easy levels? Well, guess what? I am giving you time right now to find your codes. So, you know, please do so as I am showing off some levels. And by the way, if you'd like to play any of my levels, including the ones you're about to see, or the other 35 odd that are in the super world, the 34 that are in the super world, as well as the 30 that are not in the super world. You see here it goes upside down. And you can see that it kind of makes this into a challenging level, whereas, you know, if this was right side up, this would be dead simple. But it's upside down, and you're on a timer, and you have to trust that these platforms will be here. Will appear beneath you if you jump on them. I think this level is delightfully evil in some fun ways. I was very much inspired by minecart levels for this, trying to make a level that felt a little bit cinematic, a little bit chaotic, and yet you know, permanently doable as well. And the final fuck you, the final little wild maneuver is to force you to platform off screen with these shell guys, these bussy beetles. The pipe that brings you back to the surface is always on the sidewall in your level. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that, Mechatoons. Neat. It's good to have rules of, like, how you do things versus, like, you know, some rules, some ground rules for how all your levels will be. You know, variety is important. Thank you for the level, Ezak. Variety is important, but also important is, like, having some standards. My standard is that near the end of the level, I always use an arrow to point towards the end, like in Donkey Kong Country or Super Mario World. And also, checkpoints always have power-ups. Unless it's like, you know, it literally can't. Like a level doesn't have any mushrooms or something. Which I don't think any of my levels have had, actually. There are cases where they won't have a specific power-up. They won't have a mushroom. They'll have like a Link costume instead or something. There was a pipe to bring you back up. Okay. Let me show you the most recent one, which was a boss fight level that I did that I uploaded around a week and a half ago. Around a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. This one needs to get more play, I think, and I would really appreciate if I'll tell you, if you could play any one level right now, well, one, just go through the Super World and the 7 worlds that are available now, but also if you could like play this boss level, which, you know, sort of starts with a sort of boss rush, not boss rush really, but the 7 Koopalings are here, and you can kill them one by one just by jumping on them once because they're embedded in walls. I thought that was pretty fun to set up and, you know, make work. I think this section came out really, really well. And then the second half here, you go down and you fight Bowser. And here you can go over if Bowser's really close. Usually I find he's more on the right-hand side, actually, for some reason. He tends to hang out over on the right. I don't know why that is. Just coincidence, I guess, or something about how the level is set up. Yikes! In a recent revision, I added some stuff like extra power-ups and extra shelmets and stuff, which I think make the level a little bit more approachable, and I hope that people will have an easier time with it as a result. Here you do like you have to beat a P block to the thing on the last of the left-right bits. And then, yeah, one final sequence here, where finally you'll be able to do some damage to Bowser. Here, these shells are gonna go back and forth on him, and you'll get 2 that are deployed every time you cross his path. And you can hit 1 or you can hit 2. Or, you know, I guess you could hit 0 if you fuck it up really, really badly, but... Yikes! Yeah, this level's great. I hope people will appreciate it. I know that it's hard, but clear rate is pretty low right now, I'll say. But I think it's a really fitting level of the Super World... finale of the Super World. It's not really a finale, I'll say. This is the end of world, this is the end of World 7, which to me is basically like, damn it, the first, and I'm just gonna do this normal lightning round style, by the way. It's like the end of the, it's like the first K. Rool fight in a Donkey Kong Country game. By the way, you can see there is a red Yoshi and a fire flower that if you wait long enough and if you do enough passes, it will come to you. So, you know, if you're feeling discouraged, hopefully you can look at that and go like, okay, well, even if I fuck up these turtles, I can't finish this guy off. Oh God! That was weird. Did you see that? What the fuck? I wonder if you could get the Yoshi and the fire flower early by doing that intentionally. If someone wants to do a speed run where that's the solution, man, that would sure be something. I'll get it this time, don't worry. I do think it's okay for this boss fight to be a little bit hard. It is, of course, first K. Rool. First K. Rool is allowed to be a little bit hard. Honestly. Okay. That is apparently it's reproducible. You can do it. Fuck. I wanted to get that power up. That power up down there. Which I guess with the way it's currently set up, you only have... There's 2 passes where you can get the first mushroom. 1 pass. Okay, cool. We can go under this time. It's fun to go under as well. Unfortunately, Bowser doesn't end up on the top platform that often. So it's sort of somewhat rare to be able to get under him like that. I wish it could be more common. Mario World developers never knew Bowser was miscolored in the original game until Mario Maker. Huh. I guess I didn't know that. I don't know if I knew that before, actually. I don't think about the colors of Bowser all that often, I suppose. Let me grab this mushroom. And you can see now Yoshi is here. We pop it down. And... Ooh. Okay, we lost the fire flower, but we were close enough where it only took 2 more. Good, okay. If you do, like, perfect shells, and also... If you do perfect shells, and do, like, perfect, 3 fireballs on him, it only takes 2. Okay. Fuck. Okay, I think he got the idea. Also, I did lose the last life lightning round style. I wonder, has anyone lost on that final jump? Oh, maybe we should... You know, I have been wondering if there are revisions that would help. Maybe I should make that final jump a little more foolproof. You know what? I'm not seeing any failure points on this final jump. It's probably fine. Hello, Philippine. I'm just doing last call now for levels. Last call for levels. Get in any last levels you had. Looks like Isaac found his hard ones. Also looks like no one's died on this lava rise sequence. You can see here the exit is actually cleverly hidden under the arena, except that you wouldn't know that until you go through the door and the lava level is lowered such that you can go to it. I thought that was a fun way to hide the final thing. Is that a pot? It's a pot. What is that? Pot friend. Huh. I've never seen pot friend. I don't know I've seen pot friend before. Apparently it's a global emote. If you're looking to do a submission, Philippine, the queue is open for just a little bit longer. Tell you what, let me play one more. I'll play one more, a 20-second level that was also got a revision. Just a very minor one, though. And after this level, I will close the queue. Please, if you would be so kind, get in your level now. So this level, you're just hanging around? Perfect, okay, cool. If you don't have a level, that's cool too. I just want to make sure that if you do have one, you have time to get it in. You know, this level, it's a don't touch the ground level, and you have 2 different helmets, 2 different helmets in order to get it done. Just upload part of a super world you've been working on, but not expecting people to play it here. If you want me to play the first level, now would be a great time to submit it. But, you know, it's always up to you. You know, you can watch along and just hang out if you so please. That's good, too. You know, sometimes I have seen some viewers that don't make levels themselves, just find some online and submit them. You don't have the level code for it right now? Gotcha. Okay, let's go ahead and shut the queue. Let's go ahead and close it. I'm going to do the thing that closes it in the heads-up display. I'm going to do exclamation point close queue in the chat. You might have beaten your level. At 2MJB, do you need, like... would you want to add this one to queue? Or, you know what? I think if you're already in there, you can probably replace the level that you have, even if the queue is closed. So I'm going to go ahead and close the queue for real. There it is. It's closed. And let me go ahead and get the next level up. The maker code is in? Okay, cool. That'll work also. Kenobi just talked about you played this level before. It's a good level. You're talking about my level, or are you talking about the level you submitted, or someone else's level? Let's go ahead and punch it in and get going. Your level. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That did go through a couple of revisions like a week and a half ago, and I hope that the new version is kinder. We might need to do further revisions down the line. I just don't want to delete it because that would mean, you know, resetting the super world, and I don't want to do that unless it's really very necessary. You know. But with the clear rate right now, I'm kind of worried because, you know, this can't be a level that someone gives up on, because it's like, you know, if they gave up on it, that means they can't see the next level of the super world, you know, which would be a goddamn shame, you know? What? What are we looking at here? Oh. I think I got it. I have to stand on the thing and then go under it. Is that right? I think I got it. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Kind of a tricky thing. Close? So, am I not quite right? What am I off by? And if anyone wants to chip in any ideas, I'm okay with that. A little bit of backseating in this is fine, you know, it's kind of a collaborative thing. Don't go on top. Well, definitely don't do that. Yeah, I'm really not sure what the deal is here. What? Now what the hell was that? What the fuck happened there? Hello? Okay, let's... Do you like it? I'll give it a like. Let's check the footage. Okay, this is when I died. Okay, go a little further in. I was trying ground pounding for some reason. For some reason, I thought that'd be a good idea, and that seemed to be the case. I was sort of in a ground pound. I was sort of getting up when the block hit me, and it pushed me through the gap. I'm not sure if... Do you need to be, like, in the ground pound state for that to work? Or like, duck down or something, perhaps? I wonder. That is very curious. That is very curious. You have to be on the hill. Was I on the hill, though? I wasn't... I don't know if I was on the hill, though. I was, like... See there? I'm sort of, like, on the block next to the hill. I'm a little bit off the hill. I'm close to the hill, though. Maybe it's enough. Close enough? Gotcha. Thank you, Kenobi, for the level. That was quite interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and hit complete. Imagine if you had jumped off by mistake. Yeah, that would be trouble. That would be, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Eagle Claw Killa, you are up. go ahead and confirm. I don't think I've seen Eagle Claw Killer in a minute. Let me go ahead and at Eagle Claw Killer. You are up. And let me punch in the code, and while I do so, I'll do another card. Isn't Kung Fu cool? I was thinking about this the other day. I was looking, or just recently, I was looking through Amazon Prime movies, and I saw that that Drunken Master is on Amazon Prime. You know, the Jackie Chan martial arts movie where he's doing a drunken monkey style kung fu, which is just a very cool style of kung fu where, you know, you kind of act inebriated a little bit and you're just a lot of very like jerky movements and like loose posture that ends up looking very cool to watch. And it has, you know, Kung Fu, it has all sorts of cool ass styles with all sorts of cool ass moves. In action films, you like Kung Fu done by real martial artists. In action films, not as much. I don't know, man. I like Jackie Chan. I like all that stuff. I like movies. I haven't seen that many Jackie Chan movies though. I've seen a couple, and I watched Jackie Chan Adventures as a lad. You know, back when on the kids WB. You know, Jackie Chan Adventures, extremely good. You seen Legend of a Drunken Master in a theater? Eagle Claw Killer? Was that fun? I bet that's fun. I bet everyone's just hooting and hollering, just having a good time, watching him do the moves. Go, oh yeah! It's just, it released when it was high school. When was it released? I think that was like re-released. Okay, re-released. Okay, I was wondering, isn't that like a 70s or like an 80s movies or something? Need the charged Switch? Gotcha. You don't have Nintendo Switch Online to upload it right now? I see. Well, I'll play whatever level you have. At 2M. Also, by the way, Eagle was the one who was talking about Drunken Master. Kung Fu is cool. I also really love Kung Fu Panda. Those movies are fantastic. They have some really good, like, fun, goofy martial arts stuff. You can do some good-ass shit with like, Kung Fu. And it has, you know... Whoops, I forgot to refresh the lives. But consider them refreshed. What? Oh, okay. Need to react better. Okay, here we go. Damn it. Okay. Just we get over this bullet bill, and then we'll concentrate and do it good. Haha. We have all the time in the world, so we don't have to really rush, except for it's probably set up so that you need to rush a little bit. I feel like that was pretty far. The world record is 2 minutes. Wow. I assume there's a checkpoints. God damn it. I feel like we were close to a checkpoint there. Eagle Claw Killer, were we close to a checkpoint? Dang it. Well, next time I think we'll be able to do that. I think. What's the clear rate on that, by the way? 10 in 900. Oh, so 1%. You can give me a tip. Well, you could give me a tip. Oh, wait. Hold shells D in the air, keep it loose. Oh, I can just hold the shell. I don't have to throw it. Shag just subscribed. Where's the alert? What the fuck? There it is. What the fuck? It was all delayed. Thank you for the sub, Shag. That is sick. Enjoy those emotes. Wonderful. Wonderful. I appreciate it, dude. That's just the basic rocket emote from Thing. That's right. And I'll tell you what's interesting. If you do like a... And this is something I don't know that hasn't been seen since I implemented it. You know, if you do a sub-gift on this channel, like a sub-gift of like multiple, as many rockets will fly by as subs gifted. And it's a whole thing for sub-gifts. And it's all set up so that, you know... It's all set up so that as many subs as we get rockets will fly by. One day we'll see that, I'm sure. Thank you, though, a lot for the sub. Means a lot. Enjoy all those subs, and if you ever, have a level that you find, I don't know if you do Mario Make Shag. Shag is a streamer, does some other stuff. I know him through Glower's community. Glower is a Paper Mario speedrunner. And Shag has also done some Paper Mario speedrunning, currently doing Pokemon Coliseum. Shout out to Shag! Also, thanks a lot. And we also did that collab yesterday. Shag was on the stream yesterday. Which, I'll be putting up the YouTube VOD of that after the stream sometime, after 24 hours has passed, Okay, I'm gonna hit next, and we're gonna see what the next level is here. Elon Musk coming by and dropping enough money for the stream to crash from too many rockets. I've tested. It can go up to 100. And that's as many subs as you can do in one go. So that's as many rockets that can show up. If someone were to drop 500 bucks, they would see a whole hell of a lot of rockets. A whole fuck ton of rockets for like 20 seconds. You just see rockets. One day, maybe we'll see like 10 of them at once, and won't that be something? But, I'm ready. It's all set up and ready to go. Also, there's, like, special effects. There's also special effects on raids and cheers and stuff. Like, I think every $2.50 donated or cheered gets, like, an extra effect for the the cheer effect. Does, like, an extra thing, you see. And also, every viewer in a raid also has an extra effect. I set up a bunch of special effects on all those alerts a while ago, and whenever we see them, they're going to be really cool. It's Izak's levels next, as Izak said. Anything in a minute? I think I saw Izak not too long ago in chat. I think Izak is good for it. Izak said, wow, when we were doing the level with the clip thing. Izak also says, yeah, I'm here. Perfect. Let me do another card while I'm typing this in. Shout out to Dan Reichert. Another shout out here. Let me first give the shout out to Shag, and then I'll give a shout out to Dan Reichert, as the card says. Because, what with the sub and all. Here you go. Here's a shout out to Shag Alicious. Follow our friend Shag. Good fella. Was happy to have you on the stream. And like I said earlier, when Mario Party 3 comes out, we gotta do that again. When Mario Party 3 comes out. I also wouldn't say no to, like, doing a Kirby Amazing Mirror stream with some folks and some guests and stuff. That'd be fun. Yeah, it's a new shout-out thing. That shout-out thing has been there for a while, and it's, like, officially supported. I also have this, the like, shout-out command that, like, is not official. That makes a thing appear. Check out Shagalicious. And it makes a thing appear in chat as well. Anyway, also, like, shout out Dan Reichert. He's a very cool... Shout out Dan Reichert. He's been on, like, traveling for a while, so he hasn't done streams, but he is a big name streamer, very popular. Works at giantbomb.com, which is a game press site. And I'll tell you, he's, like, watching his streams, like, on the regular is what got me into Twitch. And, being part of his community and seeing other people, other members of the community start into Twitch and start, doing Twitch streams and stuff, made me think I could do it as well. And motivated me to, like, get in and get into it, What do you mean mirror stream, Mecha Tunes? I say currently playing because the shout out thing, the shout command doesn't know, like, if the person is currently on streaming or not streaming at all. I guess you could, like, write a condition or something to be like, okay, if on air or something. Oh, Amazing Mirror. Okay, I get you. I gotcha. That's okay. It makes sense now in context. Yeah, that'd be a fun one. You know what would be especially fun in an Amazing Mirror stream? And I don't know. This would be like a huge trick to pull off. But it would be damn cool if we could like, if everyone had their perspective. You know, if we could somehow get 4 players all with capture cards and all capturing. I guess for that, you just want to do multi-stream, actually. Not really just, you know, all 4 perspectives on one screen. But imagine just having like 4 different Kirbys in like each like corner of the screen. 4 different instances of it, or as many other as we had. Anyway, shout out to Dan Reichert. I'm looking forward to seeing if he's streaming tonight. He probably is. His stream has probably started by now. Let me see. Yeah, he's doing Vampire Survivors right now. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna watch that, and hopefully he's doing a good watch party. I would like to, I was chatting in his Discord recently today, trying to get some interest in like Jackass Forever as the watch party. I don't know if everyone's gonna go for that. Some people seem very opposed, but you know, I think that they'll be watch partying something fun, and I like to do that after the stream. Just watch a watch party with Dan and the big old community over there. Perfect. Okay, and that's the last of the cards as well. So we've talked about everything I had prepared, which is good. I don't know if I over-prepare for these streams or under-prepare. Well, I probably over-prepare, really. I don't need this many cards for a Mario Maker stream. They kind of... There's interesting enough things to talk about without all these cards. What was that? Okay, just a sound effect. This is a normal level. Okay, let's do it. There's 3 levels left in the... 3 levels left tonight. What? Okay. You can get over that. 3 levels left in the queue. No, 2 levels left in the queue. 3 including this one. Let's do it. And then tell you what, we'll raid Dan. And see what he's up to for the rest of the night. I'm gonna probably watch most of the... God damn, I gotta wait until it goes down. If I just hustle and bustle, I can get over it. That's gonna be my plan for the rest of this Friday night. You know, I probably could go and try to see... I could go and try to see Suzume again. I need to watch that sometime this weekend. But I think I'd rather see it in the morning rather than a nighttime show. You know, I'd rather hang out with Dan because, like I said, he's been traveling for a while. Hasn't been able to do regular live streams since he's been at... He went to WrestleMania. He's a big wrestling guy. He went to DreamHack. Went to several such places. This is how you thought it would go? Yeah, man, I died a bunch. No one's beaten this level before, huh? Weird. No one has beaten it. Really hard. Forgot to put Cyan Fireflower to the left of the second check. Well, we didn't get to the second checkpoint. We only got 10 seconds in. Thank you for the level. Like I always say, just because I can't beat something doesn't mean that I can't play it again another night. Or if the queue was open, I could play it again tonight, but, you know, we're done. 2M was talking about the shout-out header a minute ago. That was not too long ago. So, believe you're good for it. I'm going to go ahead and give you the 5 lives. Yep, that's right, still here. Go ahead and punch this code in. And, yep. 2N... Wait, that's not what it says. It's MNF. I'm almost reading your name instead of the maker code. One you think is fun. Okay. This one isn't the best, you say? How about 2-1? No, let's do 1-1. I like I said, I always think that 1-1s are interesting. Should we have done... Do you have like a Super World uploaded? We should do it in the Super World form if you do have one. actually. You do. Okay, let's go to your super world then. We'll go to the super world and do it from there. Oh, so it's not like... It's incomplete, so you'll be updating it eventually. So, should I just do it like this then, for now? I can just do it like this then, for now, if you think it's gonna be updated soon enough where it wouldn't actually be a good idea. You know, that said, I will say, for anyone who doesn't know, like, what times I stream, you know, all that, I stream, usually 3 times a week. Random streams notwithstanding, I might add a stream here or there, just based on a whim, just based on situation, whatever, timing, all that. But I stream on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Friday streams are Mario Maker, like what you're seeing now. Monday streams are Pikmin right now. I just started a replay of Pikmin, of all 3 Pikmin games. All 3, you know, all 3 main Pikmin games, I guess. That. All 3 main Pikmin games, and I'm going through them like 3 days of each, and then I switch. 3 days of Pikmin 1, 3 days of 3 days of Pikmin 2, 3 days of Pikmin 3. Currently, the last couple, I did them like you know, multiple of one game in each stream. I'm gonna stop doing that because it takes too much time in a single stream. I'm just gonna do once around the horn, starting after this next stream where I'll do 3 deluxe rounds. But that's been fun. It's fun playing all those games at once. You know, they're kind of different, each in their own ways, but I'll tell you, 1 is the scariest, but, you know, in some of those caves, 2 is also pretty terrifying. Like, holy shit, last time we fought the Bulborb Queen, the Empress Bulblax, whatever that's called. We fought the Empress Bulblax, and holy shit, the one with the spawning larva, to be clear. And holy shit, that boss does not fuck around. Jesus Christ. Really gave us a good-ass beating. We lost, like, 75% of our Pikmin that we went in on that boss fight with. It was a slaughter, but we did win, so, you know, there's that. If ever I fully wipe out, I will mash the reset button and, like, restart from the save. But if we survive, I'm gonna try to continue, you know, as possible. You went down the hard path? Well, somehow I managed it in one go, all the same. Let's go. That was a pretty hard path. Thursdays is a variety night, and this last Thursday, we did Pokemon Stadium and Mario Party 2 with some guests. Next Thursday, it's gonna be Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Open RCT 2, as it's called, the open source version that's, you know, runs on modern software or modern operating systems. I'm gonna play a bunch of it and have a good time. I don't really have a high concept plan for that stream other than, yeah, I think I'll play Razor Rocks. That's a pretty cool scenario, and I'm gonna beat it. That's the plan. Maybe we'll do another scenario as well. We could probably do multiple. I don't know. I like a long stream. Thank you for the level. GG's. I think a Mechatoon is the last one of the night. Let's go ahead and get that last level up. You started a game of chess. What is a game of chess? I'm not... Do you mean literally a game of chess? Like a game of chess, like normal game of chess? Almost have chess. I assume you mean you're playing chess with someone. Or on an app which lets you play like single player. Like in Clubhouse 51. I've liked in Clubhouse 51 just playing like shogi idly. Because I don't know if I can find like someone on my level of shogi, which is like kind of beginner. Very reliably. And also I just enjoy kind of going through the motions in that. It's kind of a fun game, shogi. I think shogi is a very better variant of chess. It's only a shame that, you know, the pieces, unless you know kanji very, very well, like even better than I know kanji. I've done some Japanese stuff, but I don't know kanji well enough to play to play shogi with the default pieces. But Clubhouse Games has a version where they just put letters on them, like English letters, and it's pretty handy. Last level, underground pipework. Okay, I remember your last level, Mechatoons. You seem like a I was about to say we're not gonna have any problems, but that's on me. I expected that block to be there when clearly it was about to be destroyed. Aha, that's a pretty good place to hide a power-up. Clever. The POWs could destroy it. Could destroy it if I weren't careful. Oh, also, you know what? There's a second power-up there. So actually, you're still pretty generous, actually. You're gonna have a good one. Thank you for coming by and hanging out and giving me your levels. I'll say that to everyone. Thank you for all that. It's been a fun stream. And hey, we had a 7 life challenge for the first time in a while. Those are limited to once a stream, but those could happen on any stream so long as you had the channel points for it. And it's a good way to get, if you have a traditional super world of like middle to easy difficulty, it's a good way to see a lot of levels in a row within a 20-minute time limit, of course, which, isn't that much more than the 15-minute time limit that's outside of the lightning round, so it's not like unfair or anything to other viewers, which I think is a good way of doing it, There's the end. We took a hit there, but that's fine. Very nice little level. Very underground. I guess I'm saying that it's an underground level. What the fuck does that mean? Feels like an underground level. What do you want? I think you nailed what you were going for. Feels like it. I did enjoy. Folks! Oh, let me hit complete so it's all dismissed and stuff. There we go. Folks! That's gonna do it for this here stream. Let me pull up the stream schedule as I do at the end of each stream, and I'll show you what I just told you earlier on. I'll be back on Monday around 6 p.m. Central for Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 Deluxe all at once. We'll be starting from day 7 of 3 Deluxe, and we'll be going around the horn to do 3 Deluxe twice. And after that stream on Monday, all future Pikmin streams will just be once around the horn, because it turns out if you end up having to do Pikmin 2 twice, those caves, man, they sort of can end up with adding an hour or two to a stream, especially if you have multiple cave days in there. If you have 6 days to do caves in Pikmin 2, it really adds up. So we're just going to do once around the horn starting after next stream. But next stream, 2 instances of 3 Deluxe, which I think is great because I think it's my favorite of the Pikmin games. That's going to be lovely. Next Thursday, 6 p.m. is like a variety night. Next time it'll be... Fuck, I forgot to delete the part where it says Mario Party 2. Ignore that. Whoops. I'll fix that later. Don't worry about it. Mario Party 2 with guests was yesterday. That's no longer the thing. But yeah, open RCT2 next Thursday. Viewer levels. You know what? I could fix that right now. One second. One second here. Where the fuck is it? It is right here. Bam, there we go. Okay. Next Thursday, it's open RCT2. That's what it is. And also Mario Maker, as always, on Friday, 6 p.m. Central. I'm gonna go ahead and do the raid now. I'm gonna raid, I told you before, Dan Reichertz, his cool guy, works at Giant Bomb. very big following, very big streamer right now. There's 487 people watching him stream. He has a watch party for... I'm not sure what that says. Whatever it is, it's going to be a cool movie. Probably not too late at night now. He's been doing the watch parties earlier. Let's go ahead and set that raid in motion. Folks, thanks for coming by. Thanks for giving me your levels. Thanks for the sub, Shag. I will be back on Monday with Pikmin. Thursday will be our Open RCT2. Friday will be Mario Maker viewer levels if you're looking for more of that. But 6 p.m. Central next Monday, Pikmin. I'll see you then. Y'all have a good weekend. I gotta go see Suzume tomorrow or something, sometime this weekend. I will do that, and I'll tell you about it on Monday, I'm sure. See ya, folks.